Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Vasamin. I'm CEO of Upscale Valley, a full service marketing agency where we do manage the Amazon accounts of big ticket customers, and we also help the customers to launch their brands on the Amazon platform. In this webinar, I'm going to show you step-by-step guide on how you can launch your private label brand on Amazon platform in 2023. You're going to find a lot of value here which you have not had before. I'm sure about that. I do have a complete course on how you can launch your product on Amazon, and there has been the most up-to-date knowledge in that course. And I've been training people, like I do have hundreds of direct students and thousands of up to around 30,000 indirect students who have been earning either through selling on Amazon by themselves or either through providing services. So I do have a good history of training since 2021. So the link of my course is down below, and you can check out the course outline and what are the different components of the course. So in this whole webinar, what I've tried to discuss is I've tried to pick up the valuable points and try to create a summarized version where I can walk you through the journey from step 1 till the last step where you start generating profit from your private label brand. Do watch the video attentively and share your feedback with us. Now there are three models to work on Amazon. The first one is the retail arbitrage, in which you find discounted products from other retail stores like maybe Walmart, Costco, any other brand, and then you find retail discounted products from there and sell it to any other platform. That can be eBay, that can be Amazon, where you can sell that product in an expensive way. The other way is wholesale. In wholesale, you contact the brand distributors, you contact the sites where products are available at the wholesale rates. You purchase products in the wholesale value, in which you get the discounted price, and then you sell it on Amazon platform. And then the third one is the private label, in which you launch a product with your own brand, with some tweaks, with some improvement in that product, and you launch it with your own brand name, and you are the sole owner of the listing. It is not like wholesale or retail arbitrage, where you are one of the 20, 50 or 100 sellers on the same listing, and you guys are competing on price, and if someone has lowered down their price, they have killed the competition. In this regard, you are owner of your brand. You set the value, you set the product quality, and you set all the other requirements of your brand to sell it on your own. Now, Amazon's consolidated sales revenue in 2022 was $514 billion in all the marketplaces. And out of all these, USA market had a big chunk, I guess somewhere around 360 to $380 billion. And this is a good marketplace and easy platform to start your business and then scale. If you plan to proceed in any other mode of the business, maybe working on your own website or maybe going into the retail part, you need to figure out the customer service, you need to figure out the delivery part, you need to figure out dozens of different stuff. You need to work on gaining the customer faith or the customer trust on your brand. You need to put all these efforts in this regard. Why Amazon is better than any other platform to start the business is it automates around 70% of stuff for you. It will ship the products for you. It gains the customers trust, customers faith in your brand by providing the return policy and the 2-day shipment policy and all that part. And it does have the eyeballs, it does have the traffic, it does have the good revenue which is already making. So it's very easy to start on Amazon. It also automates around a good chunk of your business, so it gets very easy to start and scale your business on the Amazon platform. Let's discuss further about the definition of private label. So people do usually confuse white label and private label. If you have seen shampoo being sold on Amazon and you source the same shampoo and put your brand label on it, most likely it's kind of a white label stuff. Definitely you do have your private label or your private brand name on the product, but still it's like a white label stuff. So in the private label, we do a little tweak, we do improvement in the product which is being already sold in the market, which already has a good demand, and validation in the market. We do tweaks in the product based upon the customer's needs and customer's problem, and launch a better product with our own brand name. For example, in case of shampoo, the shampoo may be with coconut aroma, can be a good example of private label. If you have a standard sweeper which has a fixed length of maybe 8 feet, and you launch another sweeper with your own brand name which has an extendable length that can vary from maybe 2 feet to 10 feet, so that is a private label stuff. People are selling stress balls, the round shape balls, and you squeeze those balls to release your stress. If you are selling a stress ball maybe of the shape of a Shrek, or maybe of the shape of a train, of the shape of any different animal or toy, and it works as a stress ball, that is a private label stuff. So we need to, by these simple examples, we need to have a differentiation. We need to have an idea that differentiation is kind of essential. It can be in the product development, it can be in your marketing style, it can be in your branding, it can be by targeting a different market segment with the same product, but you still need to differentiate when it comes to the private label stuff. Let's start with the guidelines regarding the product research, how we are supposed to research the product. Now, there is a mainstream criteria in which the trainers or the content creators or the gurus, what their guide is, they guide that basically you need to find a product which can fit into the shoebox size, and then the price should be around $25. I guess the main reason behind that is the landing cost of such a product which has around $20 to $25 selling price, that is roughly around $3 to $4, or maybe maximum up to $6. So it gets very easy basically to afford the first batch of inventory. I'm not sure, maybe that's the reason, or maybe the purchase behavior is easy and not that much complicated for a low price product. But then again, this is the mainstream criteria. Ideally you can ship it by air. If you are shipping it by ocean, okay, so that's fine as well. The rating should be good, the competition should not be higher. You should have less number of reviews in the market depth should be great, like they should be making maybe the market depth should be 10 million, or maybe 5 million, or maybe 3 million, but then again the reviews should not be more than 500. So this used to be the scenario some years ago. There used to be some products which we could find on this criteria a couple of years back, but right now the scenario is changing, and it is changing at a high pace, and it's getting more and more difficult to find a product according to this criteria. So let me share some generic guidelines regarding the product research. The product should be high price, ideally $40 or more than that. If minimum, it should be around $30 or more than that. The reason behind is the advertising cost. For low price products, it's getting harder and harder to compete on the advertising part, and whenever Amazon increases the advertising cost, it becomes very difficult to compete. So your advertising spend is a bit more aggressive when you are working into low price products, and if anything changes, like any slight update in the FBA fee, which Amazon has done around 3 to 4 times in last 2 years, like Amazon has recently changed the small and light program, in which there is a net 30 cents increment in the FBA charges. So if any such thing happens, because in the low price products your margins are $2-3 or less than that, then it becomes very hard to justify the unit economics and to get the advertising or marketing cost out of it to do the marketing of the product. So it's better to have a high price item. And then again, the second criteria is very simple. You need to dig deep into the product niche, into the product line, whatever you are planning to launch, and you need to find a gap. You need to find like Mike Beckham says, you need to find the white patches in the niche. There must be some gaps, maybe in the product quality, maybe quality at the better price. Maybe some people are targeting the mainstream or the dominant customer persona or the market segment, and you can target different market segment. You need to come up with some differentiation. How you're supposed to do it, I'm going to share that in the later sections, but you need to come up with some improvement. Now it used to be the time when we had the criteria that if the market is less competitive, then let's jump into the market, copy paste the bestseller, sell the product, and then you are going to ace it. Nowadays the pace of competition is very high. Like if you have seen right now a market which is less competitive, that may not be the same scenario in the next 6 months. What if you launch the product and you are just struggling to get stabilized in the first 1-2 months, and at that time the market become competitive? It has happened recently a lot of times. So you need to come up with some differentiation, not ever go up with the simple copy paste product. Then again, try to go into the products which have some different designs, which require different mold, which are maybe tough in the logistic, maybe bulky items. Those items which are away from the mainstream criteria of the gurus, those items are most of the times less competitive and easy to get stable in. Then you can also find out new products. Don't go into simple commodity products which are dominated by Chinese sellers. Like people go into envelopes and some plastic or silicone based kitchen items. You can go into the new upcoming trends, the new upcoming products, and we can see how we can hunt out those products. But going into those kind of products is very easy thing. If a product has always prefer to go into a product with a good market depth. Sometimes what people think is, let's say if my budget is around $30,000-$40,000, I would try to find a product which has the top seller revenue of around 20, 25, 30,000, so I can manage all that in my budget. But then again, if there is some fluctuation in the market revenue, which usually happens in every business of the world, and the revenue drops to from 25, 30,000 to 15,000, then you have no place to get stable in the market. In contrast to this, if let's say your budget is around $30,000-$40,000, and you have made mind to enter into the market which maybe have a good depth, and people are making revenue of around 70, 80, 90,000 or maybe $100,000, then you don't need to get ranked on the top spots on all the keywords to get the sales. It's not always the case. Let's say if 40-50 keywords are contributing towards the sale of a product, you can get rank on 10, 15 or 20 keywords, and you can get stable with the budget and with the revenue of around 30-40,000. And once you get stable, then you can reinvest your profit to grow further if you want to. But then again, it's easy to make a gap in a competitive market as compared to create demand in a market which has very less depth. So creating demand is difficult, and getting a chunk of pie in a high depth market, in a deep depth market, it's comparatively easy. So keep that mindset as well. Then again, another mistake which people do is, let's say you have seen the awesome revenue of maybe everyone is making $50,000, and you say this product is doing great, and then you launch the product. But you don't analyze that when you saw the revenue, usually it happens when people do the product research during the Q4 time. So you don't realize that at this time the revenues were higher because that was the high demand season, that was a high demand quarter for the product, and for the rest of the 9 months the revenues are on average 25 to 30,000. People miss that part. They don't see trend. Even if they see trend, they don't see at what patch of the trend, at what time of the trend they are observing the revenue. So maybe you are observing the revenue which is 2 times than the normal revenue in the Q4. So you need to assume that the actual revenue is half than what I'm observing right now. Or maybe sometimes people see the revenue is high for 1 or 2 months hardly, and they check out the product at that time, and they make their assumptions, they make their expectations based upon that short time period high revenue, and that kind of gives them a hit. Because when they see that the actual revenue is maybe 50% of what they saw, or maybe 40% of what they saw, or there was a trendy element, then they get the hit. So you need to have this simple basic criteria to figure out. All the other parts are relative reasons. Like if we have any issue, we do have a strategy, or we do have a plan to figure that out. But then again, majority of the other parts are the relative reasons for rejection. What do I mean by relative? It means that you can figure out the way around the problem. It's not a reason for rejection. But these parts, like entering into a low depth market, doing a product low price, like $7 $8, maybe up to $15 product, that is usually competitive when it comes to the advertising cost. And going into the market which has very low depth, or going into the market which is a simple commodity product, and from top to bottom everyone has same design, and you are launching the product without doing any product differentiation. If in such a market you are launching with a product development and differentiation, then that can be a big plus point. But if you are launching a commodity product in which there is no room for product development, and you're launching that same part, and you have expectation that you get stable in first 2 3 months, then that's a big mistake. You may get stable, I'm not saying you can't get stable, but then again you need a big time period of bleeding and ranking efforts to get stable in such a commodity product. So now let's see how we can do the product research part through the niche approach. You must have heard the saying that riches are in the niches. So here on the screen, we can see the Amazon platform here. We need to go through the niches. What I believe is in every niche, you do have some good products which are qualified for launching the part. So what we do is we scroll down the niches, and we find out some niches which are less competitive, or which may have some specialized stuff, maybe niches for farmers, maybe for hunting, maybe any some particular subcategory in the health and household. We do analyze its price point and the market depth, and then through that we proceed further. So we let's say the method which I love to do the product hunting is I figure out a part. For example, I can see the eye. So I would figure out each and every product related to eye, like from eye drops to maybe eyelashes to maybe eyewears, to maybe any instrument related to eye, any medical equipment, lenses, anything. So I would explore each and every product related to eye. Then if I see finger, then I would explore each and every product related to finger. Then in the maybe farmer category, I would do same. So what happens is in every niche, there are some famous comparative products which are for big budget players, and which you can do if you have deep pockets and if you have experience of doing products on Amazon. And then again, there are some mid-tier products which are making some decent revenue and not that much competitive. And then again, there is a third tier of products which are super less competitive and which make very less revenue, barely minimum revenue, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, such kind of revenue. So I believe there are these three tiers in every category. By category, I mean the grocery category, or the sports category, the health and household category, the pets category, and the supplements category, and everything. So what we do is we pick up a niche and we dig deep and figure out all the products, and try to find out the products with some gaps or with some mediocre revenue, which can meet the expectation of our budget, and then we can launch that accordingly. So what here I do is basically I shop the things by department. For example, here we can see, let's say I go here on the home garden tools, or maybe in the toys, handmade, sports, outdoor. Let's go with the outdoor part. Now in the outdoor, there are some water sports and winter sports and all outdoor, let's say some all outdoor recreation. Now in all outdoor recreation, we do see a good range of products that are particular to one customer persona, that are one particular to one ICP. Now, in this regard, we are observing different products like the camping and hiking, the bike shop, the winter sports, water sports, hunting. Let's say we proceed with the hunting part. Now, in the hunting, we can see different products like knives, optics and scopes, archery, and footwear, self-defense. Let's go into the self-defense part. So you do have all the option. Like let's say you even specify the outdoor part, then you are going to get plenty of different subcategories and plenty of different products, and you will be excited to see different products which you won't have imagined otherwise if you were to name those products on your own. Like if I ask you if you see any potential product you want to sell on Amazon, but by this way, going down further step by step, you do find a good potential of products. Now here are some holsters, and there are some personal alarms, and then the stun guns, and then the pepper spray. So every product does have its own potential, and you can figure out each and every niche, each and every product one by one to figure out what's working and what's not working. Now there's a common myth which people usually have in their mind is, if we are selling a high price product, then it's going to take much more budget as compared to the low price product. The budget does not depend upon the price of the product, rather it more depends upon the revenue you are achieving. So if you can see the screen here, I'm sharing the example here. For example, you are aiming 10,000 revenue with a product which has a selling price of $100. So it means if you sell 100 units of product which has selling price of $100, then it makes the revenue for around 10,000. On the other end, with the same 10,000 revenue, if you are selling a product which has a selling price of $10, then you need to sell around 1,000 units to achieve the 10,000 revenue. So this is the scenario. The selling price is different, and if the selling price from $10 gets higher to $100, then the number of units get also decreased from 1,000 to 100 units, if you can see here in the screen. Now we are assuming that the landing cost is 20% of the selling price, which is same in both scenarios, which makes it $2 for the $10 selling price and $20 for the $20 selling price. So if you need to buy 1 month inventory, the inventory cost is almost same, exactly same, I would say. So basically, you don't need high price item, or you don't need low price item to justify the budget. The budget depends upon the revenue, not upon the selling price. So you can see here, we had selected the sports and outdoor, and then from sports and outdoor we can go into the further subcategories. Like in this case, let's say we have selected the exercise and fitness one. Then in the exercise and fitness one we can go further. We had selected the pilots, and now in this one we do have further options like the floor mats and the flex mats and the circles and chairs and the straps and the barrels, the reformer boxes. Let's say we select on the reformer boxes, so we can dig down further. There are by this way, this is a more structured approach. So you do have to have this assumption or this clarity in your mind that every niche is launchable, and every niche has some super competitive products, some products which qualifies your criteria, and some products which have very less revenue. So your art is to go through, skim through the subcategory or the category, and to find out the relevant qualified products. Now in the pilot's equipment, we can go for the spine supporters. You can see here in the spine supporter category. So these are the products. I guess these are good for launch as well. So you can see the gaps here, like the titles are pretty small, and there's a room for optimization in the title part. Then again, the price is high. Then again, the product is also a bulky dimensional. But there are less revenue, there are less reviews, and we can definitely see if we find any gap in such kind of products, so we can definitely dive into it further. So this is a kind of structured way to go through subcategory. Now in the next step, we need to run the helium 10 X-ray. So I had clicked on this button here, the helium 10 extension, and then I had clicked on this one, the X-ray one. So this gives good insights regarding the niche, and we need to figure out this part. Let me share what elements do I see when we check the niche, if that niche qualifies on the databases to proceed further or not. So as the total revenue if in this niche is around 114,000. So it usually depends upon the budget, but I do prefer to find a niche which should have at least 500,000 monthly revenue. So it does have some cash, it does have some depth and stability. Regarding the brand line, here we see there should not be more than 40% domination of a single brand, because if it is, then there is a high likely chance that that brand is going to dominate the market. And sometimes what happens is, there is a brand who is making 20-30% of the total revenue, but then again the remaining chunk is good enough. Let's say If we exclude maybe out of 1 million market depth, one brand is having 40% market share. So it's around out of 1 million, 400,000 is being made by a single brand by a couple of different listings. But then again, you can see the remaining market does have around 600,000 revenue per month, and that's good enough because you are aiming to get around 40,000 or 50,000. So that's a very small chunk out of big pie, and you can always go into such kind of niche. And then we see the in the brand dominance, if there is a certain brand being shown frequently. If yes, then we calculate its revenue here, and we make sure that it is not more than 40% of the total revenue which is being shown here. Regarding the revenue part, we need to see a consistency. And then another important point for which I have opened the Helium 10 X-ray, we need to see the correlation between the review and revenue, the revenue here and the review count. It's a very valuable data. If you are into a niche in which you don't see anyone having revenue more than 10,000 or whatever is your benchmark revenue, that can be 10,000, that can be 20,000, with reviews less than 1,000, then that's a big red flag. Now, what's the reason behind that? If you see that all the sellers which have 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 reviews, they are not making enough revenue. Their revenue is around 2, 3, 4,000, and all of those who are making revenue, that those are having reviews more than 1,000 or more than 2,000. Then it means you need to gather around 1,000 reviews till you start getting traction, till you start getting good conversion and ranking and stability and sales and all that part. Now, for 1,000 reviews, you may need to sell a decent number of units, maybe 10,000 or 20,000 units to get that 1,000 stuff, or I guess more than that, even 30, 40,000. So that requires you to sell for a whole year at a break-even level till you start picking up traction. So we do try to find some niches, no matter how much competitive the niche is, but there should be at least 3-4 players which do show you the example or precedent that we are earning good revenue. That can be 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, a good revenue to kickstart stuff with some average reviews anywhere less than anywhere near to 500. That can be 600, 700 as well. That can be 200, 300 as well. The lesser, the better. But it gives you the confidence that this market has acceptance. The customers has acceptance to buy from the new sellers. Because if it is not, then the buyers do get concentrated regarding the top sellers, the high review sellers. This usually happens in the commodity products. For example, the craft paper envelopes, for example, the pillows or such kind of stuff, where everyone is selling almost the same product, and customers are tend to buy from those sellers which have higher reviews. That is why we need to analyze this filter. It's kind of important here. Now we validate the data through the market tools like the Helium 10, or you can do same on the Jungle Scout as well. And then we go to the Amazon backend like Amazon Opportunity Explorer to see what Amazon is saying regarding that particular subcategory or that niche. So for that, we go to the bar, the menu bar, and from there we go to growth, and from there product opportunity explored. Now this is for someone who has set up their Amazon account already. If you have not, then you can skip that part, but if you have, then that's a plus point. For the sake of discussion, I'm typing here pilots and the pilots equipment. You can select the particular search term or keyword that would pop up, no issues in that part. So let's say I have here the I go for the customer need pilot. So I want to just show you what are we supposed to see here. So there are different categories, different products which show up here. We need to see the search volume growth. That should be a growing stuff. It should not be in the negative. It should not be declining. And then we need to see the number of top products clicked. If here the number of top products, top click products are less than 5, or I would say less than 10, then that means the customer attention is concentrated towards those top 10 sellers or towards those top 5 sellers. So people do not have the aptitude, or people are not inclined to buy from the new coming sellers. So we figured out that or filtered that out through the Helium 10 X-ray, and now this is a second check with which we are filtering this out, that people should have an inclination to buy from the new sellers. So So this is how we are checking this part. There should be more than 10. 53 is an awesome number. And then again, we can see different scenarios, that what was the click count, what was the click share. We are going to discuss that later on in the stage. But this is how what we mainly check as a validation point from the Amazon Seller Center. So once we see that the product gets qualified towards all that part, then we need to see the keywords of a particular product. Now for the keywords, I have some guidelines or some principles. The first thing is the number of keywords. If we are targeting in the USA market, it should be more than 40 or 50. The more the keywords, the more ways or options you have to try to rank or try to get sales from the particular customer base or the target audience. So if we have 10 keywords or 5 keywords and everyone is fighting or everyone is struggling to get ranked on those same 10 keywords. If you have more 40-50 keywords, then people may tend to prefer to fight for the top 10 keywords. And then again, you can capitalize on all those remaining 30 keywords, or you can capitalize on some of the mid-tier keywords. So it does give you the room to compete the big players on a smaller level of keywords. For the UK market, 20, and Germany market as well, 20 to 30 keywords is a good number. 20 at least is a good number. So once here is an example like of stress ball. What we need to do here is we need to run the X-ray simply, and then here we need to select some of the relevant comparators. For example, for the sake of example, I'm selecting some of the comparators. Here you can see the SP, it shows the sponsored ads, so we do skip the sponsored targeting here. And let's say after I've selected around 10 sellers, we need to run Cerebro here, and it will run the reverse SIN, in which we will check out, or we will get all the keywords from which these 10 people or these 10 sellers are getting sales. So here we can put some filters, like the minimum search volume should be around 300. It helps us to skip all the useless keywords. And then again, we can figure out some of the match type should be organic. And then the other filter which we need to focus is the comparator rank average. We need to put the maximum of, let's say, around 40, and then we are going to apply the filter here. And you can see there are some filtered keywords. There are other ways to filter out the keyword, but I'm just trying to keep simple it here. And here are these filter keywords. We can export the data and we can play with these keywords as we want to. Now in these keywords, there are 4 things to understand. There are 4 types of keywords. Like let's say if I go for the stress ball example here to make you understand the thing. In the stress ball, there are different kinds of stress ball. Like this one is the squishy stress ball, like it gets squeezed. And then again, these are the simple stress ball which have some motivational quotation on it. So this is the second design type or second subtype of stress ball. And then the third one is this one, the emoji one stress balls. And then maybe there must be some fourth one, the toy shaped stress ball. So there are different stress balls. So on the keywords, when you filter out all those keywords, and you can watch YouTube videos too, there are around 60 minutes to 80 minutes videos regarding explaining how you can do the reverse SIN, what filters you should put, and how you can put the relevancy formula and all that part. But then again, the main concept here is regarding the keyword type. So based upon different designs in a product, there are design specific keywords like squishy stress ball. Now in the squishy stress ball, there are only squishy stress ball keywords which are going to get ranked on the top spots, and remaining keywords are going to be left behind. Then there are some non-design specific keywords, for example, simple stress ball. Then the third category is the category level keywords. For example, toys for toddlers, it may come under that, or the stress equipment, or the stress kind of stuff, those generic keywords. And then there are some negative keywords which are not relevant. For example, for a squishy stress ball, the motivational phrase, motivational stress ball, or stress ball with motivational quotation, or stress ball with toy, or maybe fidget stress ball, these terms or phrases are not relevant. So these phrases do come under the negative part. So we do check out the keywords and we do apply a couple of filters. There should be 40-50 number of keywords in USA, 20 in the UK at least, and then the top 2-3 keywords should not make more than 40% of the total search volume. So it should not be like there are 50 keywords but the top 2-3 keywords are having 50,000 search volume and the remaining 50,000 is distributed among all the remaining keywords. It should not be the scenario. The keyword search volume should be evenly distributed. So these are the parts which you need to check out, and these are the filters, and this is the way how you're supposed to research a product on the Amazon platform for launch. In this section, I am going to walk you guys through the Amazon Seller Central, and I am going to share some important instructions and some important features of the Seller Central account, which are going to be very helpful for you guys. So here is the main page view of Amazon Seller Central account, and in the previous view, the menu was used to be here. And these are some like the interface was more like same, but in the updated view they have put the menu here in the left menu bar. So let's go through the menu bar step by step. To add a product, you need to click on the catalog and then add a product, and once you get that done, you see this interface. And here, if you are supposed to add the wholesale product or any product for retail arbitrage, then you can copy paste the product as in here and search and product will appear. But in the case of private label, as we are launching a product of a brand which is our own basically, which is not already available on Amazon platform, so we will pick up this option. I am adding a product not sold on Amazon. Now here there are two options. Either you can go to select a subcategory by the browse method here, like select the baby products and then select this and then select that, etc. Or you can simply type the keyword of the product name as well, for example frying pan, and it will suggest you some of the browse nodes or some of the browse pathways in which your target product is ranked or your target product is listed basically. So you can see whichever is relevant, and to see the relevancy we are going to see in which is the browse path for our competitors, and we need to select that one. So once we select that one, then it comes the listing adding process, and you can follow the instructions step by step. So here is the other option of adding a product via upload. We usually do that when we are supposed to upload bulk products like 400, 500, maybe 1,000 products. So in that case, we use this option. And then for upload images, we can also use this option, or we can upload the images while creating the listing by the method which I was showing you just right now. We can go through that as well. So in the inventory, this is one of the main features which you need to understand. Here, if I click that, manage all inventory. Here is the manage inventory dashboard in which all the inventory is listed. Now, there can be two methods of fulfillment for Amazon products. First can be the FBM, fulfillment by merchant, and the second can be FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. To figure out the difference, if Amazon is allowing you to add the quantity of the product, then this listing is the FBM, and if it is not allowing you to add a product, add the product quantity, then it is the FBA listing. Then you can see here if there is variation, so those variations are going to be shown like this. Then if you want to edit anything, then you can click on the drop down menu here. There are multiple options which you can select here, like delete the product, advertise the listing, merge duplicate one, or edit. And through editing you can update their title, images, bullet points, backend search terms, backend setting, price, and all these options. So here are some useful options here as well. For example, Amazon will show you what are your search suppressed listings, what are your like in the listing quality dashboard, Amazon is going to highlight some quality issues in your product. Here it is going to highlight the duplicate listings, and then in the shipments you can go through the shipment part, and shipment is our next point to discuss. So once we click on the shipments, here we can see all the data of our shipments which have been sent to Amazon. From here, now we can see this is the data of all the shipments which have been sent to Amazon. But if we want to send new shipment, we can either go from here, send to Amazon, and this shipment page will appear, and we need to follow the instructions step by step. It requires a whole tutorial, but just I'm showing you from where you're supposed to create the shipment plan. The other way to go through the shipment section is through inventory, and from here the shipments part. Now, third tab is pricing. It usually helps in the wholesale, FBA, or retail arbitrage. So for private label, there is no much usage of this section. So the order section is an important one. We can click here the manage order. Here you can see by default it is opening the merchant data, like the fulfillment by merchant. So you can see here the view FBA order. Once we click here, we are going to see all the orders through the FBA fulfillment. Here if you click on a particular order, you can always see the details, like what was the unit price and what was the seller proceed, what were the shipping charges, who was it shipped to, and then all that data. You can get the complete details by clicking on the order. So you can also request a review here, or you can also refund the order from here. So if you see further, then in the MCF folder, you can create a multi-channel fulfillment order where you got the order maybe on your own website or on your Shopify, and you are fulfilling it through the Amazon channel. So here comes the advertising part, the campaign manager. And along with the campaign manager, you can manage the A+ content from here. Wine reviews, Amazon allows you to get first 30 reviews per variation. That's an amazing option, so you can utilize that. I guess the charges are somewhere between 300 to 200. So from here you can run 1-day deal or 7-day deals, where your product gets showed up on the Amazon deals page. From here you can run coupons and the promotion and prime exclusive options. So from the stores, here you can manage your store. For example, you do have multiple brands. Amazon does allow you to operate multiple brands through one seller central, but the brand should be not related to each other. Those should be in the different categories. So you can manage that from here. The growth option is amazing. You can utilize the product opportunity explorer, which I've shown you just a few minutes ago while we were validating the product research. And you can also explore other growth opportunities data from here. The reports data is awesome. Let us go through that in detail. But before that, let's see how campaign manager looks like. So here is the dashboard view of the campaign manager, from where all of the Amazon PPC part is being played or being run. So from here you can select the countries option if you want to. Before than this, Amazon used to allow through the seller central, but now Amazon is treating advertising console as something separate. From here you can create portfolios, and then from here you can have different campaigns, and then in the targeting you can select different targeting parts. There's also some useful data in the left side menu. For example, in the brand content, you can do Amazon posts. It does not cost anything for now. It may cost you in the future, but right now it's free and a free source of impressions and clicks. So you can do the Amazon post from here. And here are some creative tools here. This is a valuable data like insights. In the brand metric, it shows your conversion as compared to your competitors, your brand share as compared to your competitor share. So it's a very valuable data here. In the measurement and reporting, you can see the Amazon attribution. This is the click basically. When you're getting traffic from maybe Pinterest or Google or Facebook, so Amazon helps you to attribute that data, and you get an idea that if I am spending dollars on social media ads, so what orders I am getting, because Amazon does not allow you to put a pixel on the Amazon platform. So this is the alternate to gauge the advertising performance. And then there are some sponsor ad reports and other data. And from here you can go through different tools, like you can go back to the seller central and the partner directory. These people are better, definitely better, but usually expensive, and is the learning console from where you can learn different things. Then if we go further, here is the report section, and this is a very valuable data. But before the report section, let's discuss these features here. This shows the marketplace. Like right now we have 3 marketplaces active: United States, Canada, Mexico. If you want to add UK, Germany, Australia, Dubai, then you can add through this option here. and these are the open orders, like the orders which Amazon is supposed to deliver right now. And here is the buyer message. So you can click on the buyer messages to see the whole detail and history of all of your buyer messages through here. And here is the feature offer. Before than this, it was used to be buy box win percentage, but now it's featured offer. So it shows you if it is 100%, then it means on your listing only you are the main seller. But if it is 30, 40, 50%, 60%, 70%, then it means some of the clicks or views on your listing is being getting by some hijacker. So you need to check out if your listing is being hijacked for some time, because this is kind of an indicator of that part. So that's an important information. Here you have the total balance. This balance is from the United States, and then from Canada, then from Mexico. You can click on this and it will let you to the payment approach, where you can see what cash do you have in reserves, when are you supposed to expect your disbursement, and all that data. And this is the inventory performance metrics. This is one of the important things to know. Inventory performance metrics is based upon the information or the data that how quickly your inventory is rolling out. So if your inventory is very slow moving, Amazon will decrease your inventory performance index, and if it decreased down less than 350, then Amazon is going to put some limitations on your account to send inventory to Amazon. Amazon will definitely ask you to move quickly the inventory which is already very slow moving in the FBA fulfillment centers, and only then we will allow you a limited number of inventory to send to Amazon fulfillment centers. And once your inventory rolling speed gets improved, we are going to improve your inventory performance index, which in result is going to allow you to send more inventory to Amazon. So usually 400 to 500 is a good number, 872 is awesome, and less than 300 is kind of risky. So you need to keep a track on this, and you need to maintain a certain velocity of your inventory rolling out. Otherwise, you may need to have a backup third-party warehouse to keep your further inventory. And this is the global promotion sale data. So now let's see, when we clicked on the total balance and the payment, this is what shows up, the payment dashboard. This is a very useful data regarding the financials of your account. So here it shows the net proceeds. This is the amount which Amazon is accumulating in the Amazon reserve, and Amazon is going to disperse this to us after every 14 days. This is the beginner balance, the sales, the refunds, the expenses, and some Amazon lending, and the account level reserves. And here you can see the settlement period, and you can see the previous settlement periods as well. Like Amazon does sign the disbursement after every 14 days, and so it makes it a very predictable cash flow. And you can also see different data as well. For example, if I click on the transaction view, in the transaction view, you can see Amazon does share the unit economics or the unit breakdown of each order and of each different transaction type as well. So you can see all the different transaction type, like the refund. Amazon is going to share with you the breakdown of the refund, and then the chargeback, and then the liquidation, service fees, etc., all that part. And if we click here on the total, it's going to share with us the details. Like this was the Amazon pick pack fee, and this was the base amount, this was the tax, and this is the balance which you got, this was the sale number, and all that data. So Amazon does allow you and does share all these details with you in a very thorough manner. So now let's see further. Here is the performance dashboard. So in the reports, there's also this business report data that is very useful. It shows you all of the sales number, like for last 12 months, lifetime, 1 year, 2 year. It shows you all the sale data from each individual SN as well. Here are the fulfillment reports, which are also very valuable. And then here are the return reports, and then the inventory reports, like in which warehouse is how many units of your inventory, then how many units were damaged, how many units were fulfilled, how many units were returned, what were the reason of return. So you are going to get all that data from here. So in the advertising report, what were the search terms from which you got data, what is the impression share of your brand, and all that relevant information. You are going to get that through these report section. So here is the performance part. This is the risky area here. In the voice of customer, you can see the customer feedback regarding your products, and every essence should maintain a certain number. In the voice of customer, it shows up in the green color, so you will get an idea. And it's important, otherwise your listing may get suspended. And the account health, it depends upon different metrics like what is your return rate and the negative feedback. And most of the issues in the account health are related to fulfillment by merchant options, where you need to maintain the certain delivery date, and we need to avoid any mistake in that regard. So for the FBA, it's usually there's no issue or hurdle in this part. So the feedback is about the seller, and customers do give feedback, and based upon the feedback, you do get relaxation of adding into the or selling into the gated products very easily. So the apps and services more regarding the developer part. The B2B is selling your product to the B2B customers, and you can explore that option through here. And the brand section is also very valuable. So you can explore the brand analytics data, which shows you the top 3 sellers conversion and their order share. And you can also create virtual bundles. We have done some massive improvement in sales through the virtual bundles, where we do create bundles of different products of the catalog of the brand, and it does help to give a boost to the sale. And to the learn, you can do the learning university part. So here from here you can go through the messages, the buyer messages, and this is also one of the important section. The setting of your Seller Central account. So here is the account info. These are the notification preferences, so you can set up the notification which you want to receive in your Gmail account, Gmail ID, in the mail inbox. These are the login settings. You can set up the authenticator or other option. These are the return settings for the gift option. Just shipping settings are mostly for the FBA part. So in the private label, most of the guys like 70-80% are doing the FBA, and for the FBA part, you don't need to take worry about this thing. So from here you can do the text setting according to the country you're living in. From here you can give access to your virtual assistant, and from here you can see the fulfillment by Amazon option. Like now these two things, the fulfillment by Amazon and the account info, are pretty valuable, and I'm going to share these insights with you guys. So now let's jump onto the account info page, and here you can see on the selling on Amazon, we have a professional plan which charges around $39. And if there is individual plan selected here, then there are certain limitations, like you cannot have the brand storefront, you cannot run ads, you cannot get brand registries, all that data. So sometimes for some accounts there is somehow any mistake in the selling plan, and you come across some of the issues like you are unable to run ads, you are unable to do some brand registry stuff, and then if you get back, then there is some issue with your card, and your selling plan is downgraded to individual. So the second option here, the deposit method. This is the bank details in which Amazon disperse your amount. It's very important information here. So even if you want to ever change that, to avoid the perception in the eyes of Amazon that someone is hacking your account, it is recommended to always open the case, and then inform Amazon that you are going to change your deposit method, then do that. In the charge method, usually your credit card gets attached, where Amazon does charge if your account is in negative, and Amazon can charge through this part. You can have a separate charge method for the advertising. And then here are the details like your legal entity. Whenever we transfer the account, we open the case with Amazon and we change the legal entity for the successful exit of a brand. And then there are the data like the display name you want to show on your Seller Central, the manage your brand data, the business insurance stuff, the setting, VAT information for the UK and Germany specifically, and the tax information. From here you can downgrade the account if you want to, then you can close the account, and all this information that is essential. Now the second thing is fulfillment by Amazon setting. Here I would like to highlight one thing here. These are some basic settings like who want to label. We always select merchant because our supplier does the labeling part and the preparation part. So here is the important information here. If we scroll it down further, the automatic unfulfillable setting. Uh, there's an important instruction here regarding the setting. If you open this up, this information or this section is regarding the unfulfillable items which are damaged or maybe some returns which are not in their actual condition. So here you can see the option of refurbishment. I have unchecked that. It's very important because what happens is if you have enabled the refurbishment option, what Amazon does is it will of your return product, it will see if it is somehow 80-90% in a better condition. If it is, then Amazon is going to refurbish, and you can see by refurbishment Amazon means you can retape, reglue, restaple the boxes, remove excessive tapes and the labels, the stickers, and rebox, and put the item as the new condition. Now what happens is you are left on the efficiency of the fulfillment Amazon fulfillment staff, and usually the refurbished item does not look like the new item. So when they send it as a new item, that same refurbished item as the new item, they send it to the other customer who have placed order on your Amazon listing. They get a feel like this product is not new, so they return the product like a used product being sold as new. And the reason is not you, the reason is you selecting the refurbishment option. That customer is going to return that product because you had enabled the refurbishment option. Amazon will refurbish it again, and then will send it to another customer, then another customer, then third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Now that same product has become a source of negative reviews for your listing, and it can suspend your listing under the statement of selling used items as new. And you can always open a case and reinstate your listing easily. But still, this has caused a good number of negative reviews on the listings or on the accounts which did not have unchecked the refurbishment option. So it's very important to highlight that you need to uncheck this part here. Now the last option which I want to highlight here is how we are supposed to open cases with Amazon. So here if I scroll down, you can see the help button here. We're supposed to click this. And here, if we want to go through the case logs, like if you have opened case and we want to check the response of Amazon, we can click here. Or if we need further support, we can click here, get more help. We usually do that. The left option was of seller forums, and we really use the seller forum part, but definitely it's a good source of information. Now Amazon have divided the issues into two parts. First is the selling part, like which includes the listing, the catalog issues. Data has definitely the big chunk of all the issues, the catalog issues, and then the shipment issues. Then some misunderstanding regarding the reimbursement, some reports, etc. All that data. And the advertising issue is regarding the Amazon advertising part. So we are supposed to click here. We can describe some case here, and then we can continue, and then Amazon will pick up something. If our case is relevant, then we are going to click yes. If not, then we will say my issue is not listed. Then Amazon will ask you in what case or category your issue is listed. Let's say if we say it is related to the listing, if we say continue, we are supposed to give our SIN, or we can even say I do not have an identifier, and then Amazon is going to ask you to put a statement of the case, like here. You describe the case description, and then select the method of contact, and Amazon can either schedule a call with you, or sometimes if it is in the working hours, then it also shows the option of message, so you can communicate via message, via phone, or you can get a response via email, and you can check that this issue is urgent and I need urgent response, and this is how it can fix your issue. So that's all from the horizontal sites, and let's see you in the next section. In this section, we are going to talk about our ideal customer persona. Why do they use the product? Where are they available online? How we can communicate with them? What are the different customer segments of the market? Like for example, just to explain this point, if there is a product like shampoo and people are purchasing shampoo, there are different intents and different customer personas behind that. Men also purchase shampoo, women also purchase shampoo, then kids also purchase shampoo. These are three different customers. And then again, the intent is also different. Some purchase shampoo to strengthen their hair, some purchase for the dandruff part, some for any scalp related issues. So how we can segment these things, this is what we are going to discuss in this section. So there are questions to start this proceeding. For example, what is our product? So the product, like you can see in the screen, is the stress ball. Then the next natural question is, what is the function of the product? Why do people use this product? What is the pain point, or what is the relaxation, or what is the luxury, what is the feeling which this product is giving to the customers? So these are the questions which we are supposed to Google, which we are supposed to put on YouTube, answer the public, these kind of platforms. So we need to explore these questions one by one, and we need to study the wiki articles, some other blogs, and figure out or try to find out the reasons or the answers for these questions. But nowadays, after ChatGPT, the thing is not being a big problem. Before ChatGPT, it used to take around 4 to 6 hours of, you can say, initial or beginner effort, or if you want to dive deep, then around 2 to 4 days of effort to study completely regarding the customer persona, what is the function of the product, why do they use it, what are the pain points due to which customers use the product, and what are the pain points customers feel or experience while using the products, what are the new trends coming into the market. So this is kind of essential thing if you are planning to launch a product on Amazon. Gone are the days when you used to check out the stats, see the depth on the Amazon level, copy paste the bestseller design, and launch it on the market. You won't be able to do the improvement if you don't understand who use this product, what are the pain points, what is the function, how we can improve. You're not going. I don't expect that you to bring some improvement in the product. In that regard, you would be behind the lag, you would be behind the trend, and there is very a significant probability that you might fail because you don't have understanding why do people use the product, and the other element, what are the potential gaps, or you can say the white patches, which are uncatered due to and in which you can play around and do some improvement. So all those parts would be neglected if you don't spend time in understanding what you are doing and why you are doing. Before ChatGPT, it used to take a lot of time, but now you can simply put a command and you can see the answer. Let me show you that on the screen. So this is kind of a look like how we used to check out this information before ChatGPT, or how you can do if you don't still have ChatGPT. Then these are some simple commands like who uses stress ball, what are the functions of stress ball, why do people use stress ball, and different end consumers using stress ball, like what are the pain points while we use stress ball. So these are the simple questions which we are supposed to put on different platforms, put on Quora, put on Google, on YouTube, and try to put on Reddit maybe, and try to find out the answer. But you can see it did not used to be a easy job. You can say around half or more than that data was irrelevant, so you're supposed to skim the articles, you're supposed to skim the search results and figure out what works and what not. But right now it's very simple. If you can see, I've just put a simple command here, who could be the best consumer target audience for stress balls, and you can see the answer like office workers, those who are in stress, then students, commuters, and you can see all the answer here. Okay, so the next question which I put up here is what problem customers are facing while using the product. So it has given the detail like the durability issue, unpleasant odor issue, size and shape, difficulty in regaining shape. So you can get all the data in maximum 5 minutes. Before then this, it used to be a big task. Here is another question like why do people use stress ball? So you can see all the answers, the why, the reason, why do people purchase this, for stress relief, for physical relaxation. Now all these are different market segments. Someone who's purchasing for stress relief might be different. Someone who's using for physical relaxation or for improving mood, or maybe it is also used in people who have fidgeting disorder, or people who have ADHD. So these kind of issues, people can also buy this product stress ball for that particular purpose. So it's kind of very easy, but you can still probe further by checking out different search results on the internet. So the next question is where we can find our ideal customers on the internet. Definitely, there is a simple solution that you go outside any retail big box or retail store or any place where these people do have their events or their gatherings, and you can go there or check out. But it's not possible for every individual. For example, if you are a US citizen, you are selling in US, okay, that's a straight thing. But what if you are sitting in Bali right now, or you are sitting in Bangkok right now, and you are living a digital nomad life, and still you want the product development part and you want to have an attachment with your ideal customers, then you are supposed to find your ideal customers on the internet. When we say on the internet, it's most likely on the social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, and like Reddit as well. So these are the platforms on which you are supposed to check out. This is one of the product approval criteria for myself as well. If I don't see a particular market segment available online, like in my mind, it's around, there should be a combined congregation point of around 100,000 people. So in different, even though it's fine if I find it on different social media platforms, but accumulatively it should be a number of around 100,000 or more than that, so I can talk to enough people for the product development part. So now let's scroll on the screen and see how we can figure out which social media platform has better target audience, because your customer persona won't be available on all of the platforms. Some might be available on Facebook, some may be on YouTube, some may be on the Reddit. So let's see how we can figure out on which social media platform we are supposed to pay more attention. So the methodology is kind of very simple. So the first platform is Facebook. I have put stress balls in the search term and I have selected the option of groups, and you can see there is no enough relevant or a group with a good strength related to stress balls. Okay, so the next thing, let's go for the TikTok. So my account is not logged in right now, but as for the from the outside approach, you can see there is no enough result. There must be, but right now my account is not logged in. So maybe due to that reason, you won't be able to see enough. But let's say for the sake of example, we don't find enough stress ball related accounts on the TikTok. Let's move forward with the Pinterest. And here I have typed stress ball. You can see there are tons of options on the Pinterest. So you can see there is a good audience who are available, or the good maybe sellers or ideal customers who do scroll, who do explore Pinterest for the stress balls. Then again, let's move on to the next platform, which is Instagram. What I've done here is I have put simply the hashtag stress ball, and you can see there's more than 100,000 posts regarding stress ball, and there must be some other keywords as well, for example stress balls or stress space ball. So it is definitely one of the relevant social media platform which we should explore for the stress ball, and you can see different designs, different options for this. So how we are supposed to scroll further is I hover the cursor over here, and you can see different posts with different engagement. So this post has around 600 reactions, but this one has 2400. So definitely this one is better. We can open its account. So you can see here there are around 260 posts, and this guy is uploading something, you can say, related to stress ball, but it's a different design development portion here, and it has around 35,000 followers. So you may find some accounts related to stress ball as well, and in the comment section of these accounts is your target customer. So you can outreach these account owners, and through them you can engage with your customers. So now I've checked it on the YouTube, and you can see there are different content related to the stress balls. For example, this one has 1.3 million views. This stress ball account has 9.5 million views. Definitely there is some serious audience on YouTube. So if I check out the channel here, So it is fidget fun around 435,000 subscribers. So definitely it's more related and more relevant to stressful as compared to the Instagram channel. And you can see different videos, different engagement points. So your target audience is definitely available on the YouTube platform. So this is how you're supposed to find your audience on the online social media platforms. And for example, you want to engage with your customers, then comment section of this account is a good social listening point for you, and you can engage with your customer through these influencers. So if we see how we can check out on the Reddit, then there is this URL. You can see envaka.github.io/8. So we are supposed to find stress ball here, and it shows up the subreddits related to the stress ball keyword. But right now here there is not enough audience, so stress ball related audience are not available on the Reddit. Another example, what happens is sometimes you don't find the online congregation point always with the product keyword. For example, if we take, let's say, the example of hammer, which carpenters use in different of their day-to-day work. So if I explore it here and I have written hammer, so you can see there is a very small audience for hammer here, around only 21,000 subscribers. And if you see some relevant subreddits related to hammer, you won't find enough. For example, what is source engine, half-life, launch, valve? So there's not enough stuff. So we need to zoom out a bit. What we need to do is either we can search it through the name of the person or name of the profession, name of the persona who uses the hammer. So who uses the hammer? It is carpenter. Or the other thing is we can type the keyword of the field, of the profession, of the niche. For example, in this case, it's carpentry. So if I check out the carpentry here, you can see there is a ton of work. There are a good number of subreddits which you can explore. So if I click on this carpentry here, you can see around 400,000 subscribers and a good number of engaging posts here as well. So sometimes you need to zoom out a bit to search out your customer persona. It won't be always from the name of the product, but then again it can be from the name of the niche, and then from the name of someone, the profession who uses it. For example, if you want to search about stethoscope, you may need to find online congregation points of doctors. So it's very easy to find doctors as compared to stethoscope online. You also need to find what are the hobbies and activities of your customer persona. Do they do exercise? Do they walk in the morning? Do they like pets or not? Do they get stressed out? Are these people are more into the stressful environment, or they are more into their career growth part? Or what is the issue? Do they have the fidgeting habit? Do they keep on scribbling with the pencil while they're thinking about something? Are they overthinker kind of people? So you need to figure out. It would really help you to find out some correlation points, which would definitely help you to have a big or have a better understanding regarding your customers, and that will eventually help you to have a better understanding regarding your product. Now the next step is to study about the pain points of the product. Like I told you before, there are two flavors of the pain. First, the pain points due to which people need to use the product, which is they get into stress, which is they have the fidgeting habit, which is maybe they got fractured and now they are trying to rehabilitate their wrist muscles. So that is one of the reason why stress ball is used. And the other flavor of pain is what pain points or what bad experiences people are having while using the product. So for the first pain point, Google is your friend, ChatGPT is your friend. For the second pain flavor, you can the best way is in the Amazon Seller Central. You can go to Opportunity Explorer, type the search term, and figure out the filter of Amazon customer review inside. If you don't have Seller Central account, you can simply type the stress ball, find out the listings on the Amazon.com or Amazon platform, and see the negative reviews of all of the listings. So here you can see a good decent summary of the negative points, and this is basically your opportunity to do improvement in the product design. So the people concerns are durability, and a significant chunk of people have the concern around 25%. Then bad smell, then leakage. This is more into the squishy stress balls. then quality overall, value for money, weak, fragile, rough, hard, etc. So this second flavor of pain, you can simplify it out by reading Amazon negative reviews. And for the first pain, flavor of pain, you need to consult with ChatGPT or Google, YouTube, or you need to study or spend some time with the online congregation points of your customer persona, and there you will find that particular answer. So next thing is to identify about the different market segments of your product. If you can see on the stress balls here, there are different search results for the stress ball. For example, this one, this one, this one. So you can see different designs in your niche. If your niche have kind of same design, then definitely the market segment is kind of only one, and the customer backend on the backend is usually kind of same or not more than 3 4. But if you see different designs here with the stress ball, you can check out there are different market segments here, and you need to identify, you need to have a granular look, like which market segment is saturated, which market segment has gap, which market segment is bigger, which market segment is smaller. So you need to have a workaround these point. If I show you on a major level, for example, this one, this stress ball, this is more for the hand therapy exercise. You can see they have categorically mentioned this point. So the market segment is someone who have kind of issue like Parkinson disease, or maybe some fracture, some immobility issue regarding their wrist, and now they are using it for hand therapy. This smiley one is most likely for the you can say for the motivation part, and then again this one is also for the strength grip, and you can see these are ranked on the top spots. This one, this is ranked organically on the top spot, and this is for the hand grip strength. Now if we try to figure out another market segment, so this stress ball is squishy, and this is for the market segment of kids maybe. And then this is for the motivational part, like focus, listen, breathe, be quiet, be calm, be kind, take a deep breath, I can do it. So this is for the motivational part. So you can see there are different intents behind purchasing the same product, which is stress ball, or there are different market segments. So what we do here basically is we do the market upskill valley market segmentation template. So what we do is we basically type out the total market depth from helium 10. Then we put the design image here, put the sellers, SN, price, revenue, etc. And we try to analyze each market segment from the Amazon data perspective, like which market has competitors with more reviews, which market have more consistent revenue, which market have more chance to penetrate. Whatever we have discussed in the section 1, we would apply that at the granular level, and we are going to see which design is more beneficial to launch. And then again, like we have discussed about the keywords, design specific, non design specific, category negative keyword, we are going to figure out are there any design specific keywords for each particular design. So that is the moat basically, that is the comparative advantage. If you jump into a particular design and there are some design comparative keywords or design related keywords, those are advantage for those particular design. And then we see if some design has people with less reviews, or there are some people who are making good revenue with less reviews, that means there is a chance to tap into that particular market segment. First jump into that, try to bring improvement according to that market segment, that customer persona, that intent. And once you rule that part, then keep on expanding to other market segments. So this is why we do the working into this design segmentation sheet. The market segmentation part, we figure out the pros and cons, their FBA fee, their material size, etc., all the point, and then their positive, negative reviews, which then on the main keyword, which out of these 4 or 5 designs is dominating on the top spots. What is the reason behind that? Is it because the design is better, or is it because they are better in Amazon marketing part? So we can identify the gap here where we can define the strategy to penetrate into the market. And then after that, after all this study, we figure out the design remarks, like which design we should prefer and why. So this is better to have an understanding about who purchases your product, why do they purchase, what are their pain points, where are they available online, what are the different market segments. So it will kind of give you an insight regarding how you can do the product development part. It will make these things more relevant to you. and you will kind of try to experience or try to ask these customer personas to share their experience with your product developments, so you can get a better idea what to launch and what not to launch. Along with this, when you go for the effort of building your brand's presence on social media or engaging with your customer, building your email list, so you know where to find the people. So engaging with your customer is kind of an integral part of building up your brand, and it is important. It depends upon you, and it depends upon your availability and the level of business you have. Like at what level you want to have engagement with your customer, but at some point in your business, you may find it very helpful to do the social listening and to engage with your customer regarding giving them some marketing offers, taking their opinion, and observing what trends they are following and all that part. So for that, this is very helpful data. In this section, we are going to discuss how we can bring development into the product and how we can validate that part. Now, in the previous sections, what you have done is you have identified the product based upon the market stats, data, and then you have identified its subsegments. Then who's your ideal customer persona? What are their pain points? Why do they buy the product? Where you can find your ideal customers online, what are their hobbies, what are their life goals, what things do they like, what things they don't like. Now based upon this data, we are going to discuss how we can bring development into the product. When I talk about product development, what usually comes into the mind is we are supposed to read the negative reviews on the Amazon listings of the competitors, and then we are supposed to fix those issues. Now, if you can recall, what were those issues for the stress ball? Those were durability and then bad odor or any such kind of issues. Now, these are the pain points which people experience while using the product, and people can only realize your updates or your developments in this regard when they purchase your product, when they experience that. These are the things which people acknowledge or recognize when they are experiencing, like when they have already purchased your product. So for product development in the online world, the major thing is you need to do something which you can showcase through your main image, which you can highlight, which you can use for the marketing purpose. It's not something like improving the quality, maybe improving the stainless steel grade material, maybe improving the PU foam quality for the stress ball, maybe improving the cloth thread count. So these are the things which are your customers are going to experience after they purchase the product. We need to make sure that you do some slight changes, like the beautiful example you can see of Apple iPod or such kind of devices. Now, physically, when you see the image, or even of the airport, when you see the image, you see something tangibly different. You see something which attracts you even before you have decided to purchase the product. So that is something which we need to keep in mind. With this, let's discuss how we can add value to the product development part. Now, there can be two routes. First route is to find out gap between products available on the different marketplaces. And there's a very beautiful example for this. If you guys have heard about Hero Cosmetics, that brand just exited in 2022, around 2 years back, with the valuation of $630 million. Now, what was Hero Cosmetics basically? People in USA used to either apply cream or gel for their acne, or people observed there a good demand in Korean acne patches. They used to import from Korea to the USA, and then they used to purchase that, and those acne patches had a unique and better impact on for the remedy of your acne. So what the brand owner of this Hero Cosmetics did, she purchased around 10,000 units from the Korea and put it her label on it, and then sold it into the Amazon. Now she filled the gaps between two marketplaces. That went crazy. The whole subcategory of acne patches was introduced into the on the Amazon marketplace after the Hero Cosmetics stuff. So that's a great example here. I also have around 10 to 15 different examples where we found gap in found something, a different product, a potential product, and Shopify Australia, and then one of my students sold that product in Amazon Japan, and he did amazing in the right away from the first inventory. And then we do find some gaps sometimes from the Shopify world, or maybe from Etsy, maybe from Alibaba, maybe from AliExpress, or let's say Amazon of Germany, and we utilize that gap to find the product in the or to launch that gap in the USA market. Another example, what I've observed is a great one where a person found out he was a UK citizen, and what he did was he found out a design which was being sold on Amazon UK, but that design was yet not readily available on the USA market. So he found a supplier that was a rare design on the USA market. He launched that, and we observed that that design helped him to make around 10,000 per month in fourth to fifth month. So that is the potential of this thing. You are supposed to find out the gap. These are the different worlds basically. The Amazon Walmart world, then the Etsy side, then some Shopify side. You can use AdSpy to explore different items or different designs being sold on a particular keyword or product on the Facebook platform. You can check out that on TikTok, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Etsy, and all those platforms. So that is a one way, or maybe similar platforms of different marketplaces like Japan, like Australia, maybe any Scandinavian country. So you can find a gap here. Sometimes some marketplaces do have some different and unique designs. Even if you find the gap and launch that thing in your current country or marketplace, that can be a big breakthrough, and that is very hustle-free effort, I believe, rather than doing development and then building a mold and then doing a production on that particular mode. That's a more time-taking process. So if you can find a gap and you are somewhat new to the Amazon world and you just want to launch only first of your few products, then you can find a gap through this and you can capitalize on that. Now let's discuss about the second route of doing product development. So there are some few guidelines which I would like to share with you guys that may help you for thinking in the direction of developing a product. So usually what is the source of ideas for developing a product? We try our best to make sure that the new development which we are doing is more comforting or solving the customer's problems in a much better way. So the first thing is I would recommend you to write the pain points of your customers on a page and keep it with you and try to understand what are the pain points, how you can experience those, or how you can try to have a more better understanding of those. Now after you have that, you need to apply different combinations to solve the problem in a better way. So there can be 2-3 options here. The first thing is, for example, your product is solving a problem already. For example, stress ball is solving a problem of people who have fidgeting habit, those who want to either scribble the pencil or those who maybe want to keep on tapping their fingers on the table. So they want some fidgeting activities or habits when they are thinking something or when they are listening to something with focus. So that is the part. Now, if you can see here, I've been observing stress ball since 2018, 2019. And this guy launched the product in 2022, maybe in the start of 2022. And you can see how amazing he's doing. And he has one of the best BSR in the category. So you can see here in the toys and games category, this product has a BSR of 555, which is pretty awesome, definitely. So what he did is basically people use stress ball for fidgeting, and then there was a emergence of fidget spinner and fidgeting stuff pop up, which ruled the Amazon search results for a good time period, and then the trend started declining. What he did is he picked up this pop-up feature of different product and he merged it into the stress ball stuff. Now here you can see the pop balls. So basically this is kind of a fidget toy, and he tried to improve the solution of the problem, or he tried to merge the current product with a trend or with a new thing or with a different thing to offer a better solution to the problem. And this product is doing definitely crazy. So before 2022, or you can say the mid of 2021, there was not any such product in the stress ball line, and this guy or this seller, they basically launched this, and then a couple of other sellers came into the market. So this is one of the options. Another product development idea which we can see here is the lavender scented stress ball. Now I'm not sure about how long term or authentic this solution is, but still just for brainstorming purposes, just to give you some ideas. Now what they did is people use the smell or the scent of lavender oil, lavender flower, lavender tree basically. So what they do is they basically use the scent to release their stress. So what they did is they combined the lavender scent with the stress ball. Now I'm not sure how quickly does this scent fades away, or maybe if the inventory is in warehouse, how long is it going to last. But still, just to give you an idea, what they did was there is an existing solution to the problem, how we can improve it. So what they did is they tried to figure out what are the other solutions to the same problem and tried to combine it. The same thing was being done by this mini pop, and the same thing is being done by the lavender guy. Sometimes for product development, what you need to do is you need to figure out the solutions of kind of similar, not same problem, for different similar customer personas or for different similar categories. For example, here you can see the baby shopping cart hammock. So definitely the mothers of new infants, they have the responsibility to carry their infants while they are doing shopping in the big malls. Mothers used to hang the kids with some cloth or with some stuff. Now what this guy has done is they have picked up the hammock solution from the beach, or from people who love to stay on the beach in the summer and they who love to stay idle on the beach part. So they copied that part and then they utilize this as the shopping cart hammock. And then there is definitely hammock for dogs, hammock for cats, and hammock for everyone. So just to get you an idea, sometime what you need to do is to get some ideas. First thing is we checked out that what are the similar solutions to the problem, what about combine those. What are the trendy solutions or trendy stuff related, which kind of relate to the solution or our product or stress ball? Let's try to combine that. What are the different solutions in different subcategories or for different customer personas? How people are solving this problem in different countries, for different age groups, for different professions, categories. How we can pick up that solution and combine it with our current one. The fourth thing can be to look for the market gaps. For example, if we see the search results here, you can see there are and basically there were solutions for people who are feeling stressed, for people who have kind of issues with their muscle, carpal tunnel syndrome, or any such kind of issues, or for people, for kids, for their squishy stress toys habits, such kind of stuff. If you see here, this one Candescent. Now these are one of the big old players in the market. They have written down the, like, it's for hand therapy relief, and that's the major purpose for this. This is also major purpose for the other big competitor, which is Serenelite, like the hand therapy. But then again, they have mentioned that it can also be used for the fidgeting, for the tension. Now the fourth solution for product development is you type out different subsegments or different customer personas. For example, stress balls for hand therapy exercise, for kids, then for office workers, people who stay under stress, and then for fidgeting habits as well. Now, what did the pop-up stress toy seller did? He found out this market segment and he designed or did his development for this segment. Definitely, there are always patches or gaps in the market. If this seller or the Serenelite, the other seller, or these sellers have specialized for the hand therapy, for the squishy part, for the stress ball with motivational quote, then there was a market segment uncatered. So he tried to did some development, the pop-up stress toy guy, and he tried to cater that market. So that is the fourth option with which you can do product development part. And the last one is to find out the trendy gaps in the markets. Now here is one of the tool which I simply use, and if you can definitely use that. This is Glimpse. So this is kind of a Chrome extension here. What I've done is I've written the stress ball, then United States, past 5 years. So one of the thing with this Chrome extension is, instead of showing up here 0, 25, 50, 75 and 100, this is how Google Trend shows. So you can't quantify the data. What do 25 mean? Does 25 mean 500 searches per month or 500,000 searches per month? So you don't have any idea with the Google Trend. So what it does is it basically combines the search volume data from Keyword Planner or any other tool which Google provides. It combines it with the Google Trends. So it gives you an insight how many searches were there per month and what was the fluctuation in the searches for the last 5 years. Another great thing for which I kind of check out this glimpse at least once for any gap in the product development opportunity is I sort it here by growth, and then I try to see which search terms or keywords are kind of growing. For example, here you can see which one. Let me go to the previous page. Okay, so for example, this one yin yang stress ball, we see it's kind of in the rising mode. The custom shaped stress ball, so these are stress balls with maybe custom shape or custom options. And then this one, okay, so this is nothing the best stress ball. And then maybe this one stress ball good for carpal tunnel, so maybe there is a increasing demand for carpal tunnel for using it. So I do check out what are the search terms related to my target audience or my target product. So maybe the thing which the puppet guy did by combining it with stress ball, we can find something trending or any emerging query in the market by the customer. We can do the social listening part here, and we can utilize that for doing the product development part. So now let's see how I can validate the product development. There are three essential components before we start discussing that part. So for the first thing is you need to find out your relevant customers. You can't ask for kitchen based products from a guy who's a gym enthusiast. So you need to find your relevant customers. The second thing is your product should be worthy enough that people find it valuable to purchase the product, or your development or whatever improvement you have done, that should be worthy enough that people it kind of attract people, or people actually do consider it for the purchase part. And then the third thing is whatever changes which you have done in the product, that should be visible through main image. Now that is something specific to the e-commerce world. In the retail world, they try to highlight that on the packaging part, because when people are roaming around the aisles, if they get an eye on the product while the product is sitting on the shelf, so they should get an understanding what is new in the product, so it can attract the customer and to increase the purchase number. Same is true for the main image in the e-commerce world. So you need to make sure that whatever changes you have done, that is visible with the naked eye. So any man should not need any kind of briefing or history or some explanation to understand what's the new development. So these are the three components which you need to make sure. This is kind of, you can say, the checklist before we go into the validation part. Now I have added the things in much more detail in my main course because I can't complete all that stuff in the limited time period. So I'm skipping some parts, and I'm still trying to making it very valuable for you guys here. So this is kind of the first way of product validation. What they did is they have did some development in the product, and they have outreach from their own account maybe to their followers, or you can outreach to any influencer who has good number of followers of your relevant audience, and you can request them to get a poll here. So here you can see the poll, bear or owl. So they're simply asking in an 8-second video, which one do you guys like? So you can see here they're kind of utilizing it here, and then the owl one, they're kind of utilizing it there. And if you check out the comments, then people are kind of commenting like bear, and then owl, and then owl, and you can see the feedback here, the blue one, the green one. You can see the simple feedback here. This is the one way of validating your development. The second example of development validation is through this. So you can see a simple thing on Instagram where either one can be your product development, and then you can simply do it from your account if you have a good number of followers, or you can request an influencer for that, and they can show a simple comparison picture, and you can see the results here. Like this or that, they have made it much more simple and understandable. So people are saying that, and then the right one, and then that, this, so all that data you can see it here. So this is kind of validation of your product development part. And the third thing is you can use PickFu for this part. So in the PickFu, what you need to do is you need to go to dashboard, and then you need to click on this ranked here. So if I show you a sample, You can upload like what how I used to do is I basically figure out 3 4 best candidates for product development, and then at first I get a competition of this kind of competition like the ranked Big Four competition for the top 4 options of product development which I have selected, and I find out the best winner out of those 4, and then I again do a competition of the best winner of all of my 4 options, and compete it with the bestseller design or bestseller option available on the Amazon marketplace. So if my design kind of gets equal votes, even then I would prefer to launch this one, my new development, because this is new one, no one has launched that in the market yet. So they, even though 50-50 people are liking both bestseller and my design, but still there are maybe 15-20 copies or competitors of bestseller already. But for my design, people may need to take some time to build up the mold and all that stuff, so I would still launch that. And if my design gets better rating, better response, better votes, then definitely that's a no-brainer to launch that product. It kind of minimizes or damps down the risk of launching a product and failing it altogether, because you didn't realize or you didn't communicate with your customer personas even if they like it or not. So in the best part with the Big Four is people do give suggestion why did they like it and why did they not like it. So the comments of people are very valuable here, and you can learn a lot to do the improvement in your product development part. In this section, I'm going to talk about the sheet which I'm used for the cash flow forecasting, and it can also be used for the profit loss calculation and then for the ROI calculation as well. Now in my main course, I have also explained a couple of scenarios by using the same sheet, like what impact is going to have if you select the air shipment or the ocean shipment, or if you select net 30 or maybe net 60 terms with your suppliers, then what is the impact of cash flow of low selling price and high selling price, and how you can utilize the same sheet in calculating the payout in a dead product. So now let's see how we can calculate the cash flow forecasting for our private label product. So here is the cash flow sheet which I use for the cash flow estimation and calculation before launching a product. And there are a couple of things here which we need to put value, which we need to kind of input, and rest of the job the sheet does by itself. So let's start by explaining the terms here. The inventory payment terms, like if your payment terms are what percentage is in down payment and what percentage do you pay to supplier after 30 days, and usually the production time is 30 days, so when the inventory gets ready. Then what are your shipping cost terms? For example, is it down 100%, or after you pay for the shipping cost after the inventory reaches on the Amazon warehouse, which is usually after 30 days or even 1 month after that. So this is the product unit economics. For example, what is your ex-works price, the purchase cost, what is your shipping price, what is the FBA fee, what is the referral fee, the storage fee, the 3PL storage fee, and in case of UK or Germany, you can also add PPC VAT as well. So this is the marketing cost. For example, what is usually your TACOS at the launch stage, then at the growth stage, then at the profit stage. And this is a rough number you can put here for investment. I guess here investment was around, in this example, 55,000. But you can put any number, you can do the calculation. I'm going to show you later, and then you can put the investment number here. So here is the monthly overhead, and here is the, in the second tab, here is the overhead section. For example, Google Workspace, website hosting, Helium 10, seller board, for accounting if needed, or you can add any of your personal data as well. And the fixed cost, you can add the fixed cost manually as well. So while there was a big issue of keeping the inventory in the 3PL and there were IPA score issues, this particular feature here was very helpful, where we used to mention the 3PL inventory and Amazon, like the inventory bifurcation in the Amazon warehouse and the private label and the third party warehouses basically. So we can select at the percentage base. If it is percentage based, then the numbers is not going to work. And right now I've selected 100% here. And if I select here the unit base, then we can type down this much unit in the Amazon and this much units on the other side. So we can put the data and databases as well. So here this is kind of pretty basic and simple, but it does have impact on the calculations. and here is the cash flow of the 12 months. Now in this thing we need to put only 3 to 4 values, I believe. The first one is the unit sold. How we are going to estimate what is our unit expectation. The way we do is we pick up a seller in the market who has around 1 year of history in the market, and we try to figure out what is their sales number, because we can try kind of try to compete with that kind of sellers from 6 months to 1 year. We won't estimate the sale history or velocity of the top seller or the best seller or the top ranked people, because we are going to definitely take some time to reach to that level. So in the example here, let's say this is the sales graph of one of the seller, and let's say I see for the sake of example, I see the average here is around 400 to 300. So I assume here around 300 or 350 data. So I'm going to check out the General Scout sales estimator. I have put the bestseller rank number here, select the marketplace, then the category, estimate sales, and here is what the sale number it's giving for the product. So this is kind of to get an idea how we can translate the BSR into the monthly expected units. And then this is the price, like for the first month the pricing is kept as 28, and then 31, and then 35 altogether. Rest of the job the sheet is going to do by itself. For example, the gross revenue, and then the Amazon fee, the Amazon fees, and then the net revenue, and then the disbursement. For disbursement, the formula here is 50% is what Amazon is going to disperse right away, and 50% is going to be added to the next month. This is how we are estimating. We can definitely play around with that as well. And here the third value which we need to input is the stock order. So for the first month we have ordered 2000 unit, then the 1000, and here we had selected the time required to reach Amazon. Inventory will reach to Amazon in 2 months. Now this 2000 is showing as the buffer or estimating stock in total, like in Amazon and 3PL both, it's showing here, and this 1000 is showing here after 2 months. If we select here 3 months, this 2000 is going to show here at the 4th month time period. So you can play around with this data, and then so you can see with the sales velocity how inventory is depleting and at what level you are supposed to place the order. So if I remove it here, you can see my inventory is going to be negative in the 7th month. So to cope up with that, I need to add some inventory here. So this is kind of the value. It can be utilized for the inventory management part. And then in the cash flow, we have added the capital contribution, like this 30,000 and then 18,000. And we were checking out the cash balance in the net, and it was altogether positive up till this stage where we had to add around 13,000. So it's more like you can say 30 and 30, 60,000 is required to launch the product totally. Here another input which we need to do is the marketing cost. You can play around with this, but what I usually select is 50% for the first 2 months tacos, and then 30% for the 3rd and 4th, and from 5th month it starts making profit, and it's around to 20% and 15%. You can play around with that tacos based upon your estimation. So based upon these numbers, a product of $35 where we have around 35 to 40% margin. The inventory is being all sent to Amazon, and we are selling around 1000 to 1200 units. We are expecting at the tacos place, the way I have plotted it here, we are expecting to get profitable after, you can say, the product was launched in 3rd month, right? Yes. So 1 to 3, 4th month we are expecting to get profitable, and after that we can see like we can expect to earn around 6 to 8,000 per month. And here based upon this data, if you want to check out the ROI, so the ROI is around 40% in the first year, like when the product is launched, and it would be completely recovered in the 2nd year, which is pretty awesome. And this is how we can kind of play around with the sheet to estimate what exact budget is required. Why it's important? People don't do the budget estimation. They don't have much experience in this regard, and that kind of is a cause of failure. Poor cash flow management, or not enough budget required to make the product successful. Now the product is good, the market is responsive, and everything is good. The only bad thing is you don't have money. So for that, you can see the cash flow estimation, what is going in and out on per month basis. and you can take the decision on that basis to make sure your product does not get fail on the basis of cash issues. In this section, I'm going to talk about the patent checking procedure. Now you have explored your product, you have validated that through the Amazon database numbers, and then you have identified your ideal customer persona, what are their pain points, etc. You have done the product development, you have made the a cash flow sheet to check out if it falls in your budget or not. And then at this stage, I expect you to do some preliminary sourcing as well, like check out some basic quotations from Alibaba, and in the next section we are also going to discuss that. But you need to check out if the product looks in the range of sourcing or not. So a preliminary effort of sourcing just to check out that you are understanding the unit economics, the dimensions, the referral fee, and all the charges. With that, you believe or you think there is a probability that you are going to secure the margins. Then after that stage, we are supposed to check if the product has any design or utility patent in the marketplace where we are planning to sell, for example USA, UK, Germany, Canada, etc. So there are basically three patents, but for our discussion, related to our discussion, there are only two patent types. First one is the utility patent, the second one is the design patent. Utility patent is based upon the function of the product, and design patent is based upon the design. For example, a cup may have a utility patent. It definitely does not have a patent right now, but for the function of being a container of liquid, a cup, there can be a patent of cup, but there can be only one patent, like utility patent. And then there can be different design patents as well. For example, round cup, the cup for a tea, maybe a giant cup, or maybe a glass shape, a long form cup. So these different shapes can have different design patents. Okay, so when someone has a product has utility patent, you can do some improvement in the functionality of the product, and then you can add that as a patent, as a utility patent on top of the existing one, and this makes your product unique enough that you can proceed with the product. For example, a simple cup, there's a patent for that, and then you add the cup handle, like to pick up cup which has hot liquids like tea, coffee, etc. So that is a different utility which you have added. Then maybe the cup with insulated layer to keep the cold thing cold enough and warm thing warm enough for a good time period. That's again adding to the utility. So there can be utility additions to the product as well. And for the design, what the guidelines say is the design needs to be tangibly different, or you can the criteria here is like when you try to quantify it, there should be at least 40% different stuff, but in actual term, the real criteria for a different design patent is the difference can be observed and appreciated with naked eye. So that is a requirement for a different design. These patents usually roughly fall, like the utility patent stays valid for 20 years if the person keep on updating that patent renewal fee after every 5 years. In the USA, the design patent has the total lifetime value of 14 years. In UK or maybe Europe as well, the design patent has a total lifetime value of 25 years. But then again, in USA, the design patent usually takes not more than 7 to 8 months to get that, and utility patent takes around 2 to 3 years. While in UK and European side, the design patent gets out quickly. In UK, in 14 days only, and the utility patent takes around 4 to 6 months time period. But this is something, if you have done some development, if you want to patent that, that's better. But if not, you need to at least check out whatever design you have selected. Is it patented, or is it clear to sell or allowed to sell in the market? I have seen some failures due to the patent infringements on the Amazon platform, so that's really a tough thing to handle. So I would definitely recommend to check out the patent part, and then along with that, you need to check out the trademark as well. Sometimes some Chinese sellers or some other players in the market, they play around this thing, and what they do is they make a trademark of the main popular common keyword of your product. Now definitely that is a wrong practice, and if you file a case in the court, you can definitely get that removed or get that seller kicked out. But then again, that requires a lot of time and effort and money. So people usually tend to figure out to see the trademarks of all the common words to avoid any manipulation or any wrongdoing by any of the competitors. So with this basic knowledge, let's see how we can check out the patents and trademarks. So the first site here is Google Patents, where you can type out anything. For example, Poppet, fidget, and then you can see different results for it. The US means USA market. Where there is written USD, it means it's a design patent. Where there is simple written US, no D along with this, then it means it's a utility patent. And you can check out different patents. There are different service providers in the marketplace as well. You can hire those from Upwork, Fiverr, or you can check out by yourself as well, depending upon the level of expertise you have. Another cool tool, I would say, to check out the patent research is the eSpaceNet. For example, I have typed the table tennis, and you can see different patents here. So if I click on any of the patent here, you can see the image, and then the application priorities, and then who's the applicant, the student table tennis AB, then the abstract. So you can get all the data here, all the different details which you can check out. So along with the patent, we also need to see about the trademarks. For the trademark in the USA, the best site is USA government official site, United States Patent and Trademark Office. So what you need to do is you need to select the trademarks option, and the trademarks you need to click here, search our trademark database, and here you need to click here word or design mark, and here you can see and check out different brand names. For example, if I submit IKEA here, if I submit the query, you can see this IKEA here, and then this IKEA here. This is live, live and functional. So the trademark for this is live here and it working. And if you want to check out the trademark in the UK market as well, then the site is gov.uk, and search for trademarks. And here you can search by trademark number, by owner, or by keyword. You can search by keyword, and you can find out the solution, or find out if your desired brand name is trademarked already in UK or not. So this is some basic information which you should have. Rather than waiting for a service provider to guide you about this part, you can simply do the preliminary checkup by yourself. And then if it's a big budget investment, then you can always have a second opinion from the experts in the market. In this section, we are going to talk about sourcing. So Alibaba is the go-to place when we talk about international sourcing. There are three kinds of suppliers on Alibaba. First one are actual manufacturers, second one are traders, and third one are wholesalers. Now wholesalers are someone who we want to avoid at any cost, because these wholesalers, they kind of purchase the products in bulk. You can't expect modification, you can't expect quality assurance and all that kind of stuff, and those are going to be an expensive option. Around 90% of the suppliers on Alibaba are traders, and remaining few percentage are the factory owners or the manufacturers, and we should try our best to find out the manufacturers. Alibaba is right now the expensive option. So if you try to source something from Alibaba, and on the other hand, if you try to get the services of any sourcing agent, or you visit China and do it by yourself, then you save around 30 to 50% of the price which Alibaba is offering you. So that's super expensive. But still, Alibaba is a good place to find out the true market price of the product. So you get an average idea by checking out the price from suppliers in bulk on Alibaba. You won't find this much big number of suppliers on any single other platform. So you get the quotation from all of the suppliers, and you get a idea of range that the that the manufacturing cost of this price is somewhere between A to B, this kind of range. So if you find a supplier even outside Alibaba or inside Alibaba, if you find a supplier who is charging you way higher than the average, then you know there is something wrong with it. And if someone is charging you way cheaper than the average, then you need to be super cautious to check out the quality of the product. So it gives you the market standard, the actual market price in the form of range. That's why Alibaba is very valuable to find out this kind of data. Let's discuss what are the filters which we can use on Alibaba to figure out the quality, manufacturers, and to filter out the relevant desired results. So the first filter we are supposed to put here is the keyword. So I have written here the stress ball keyword, and then on the left side I have selected this trade assurance. So we don't want to work with any supplier without the trade assurance data. And then you can see these are the features here, like the trade assurance is the special supplier feature which they have put as a filter, and this one again as a filter. And then again sometimes like in the case of supplements, you know, there are a couple of certification required, and there is high probability of a supplier which belongs to USA to have those kind of certifications as compared to supplier in China. So you can always select the certification here, and you can always select the supplier country region here. People tend to underestimate this thing, and they go to other sites like ThomasNet or other such sites which have specific USA supplier data. But still, what I have found is the USA supplier on Alibaba, they reply very promptly as compared to if you contact a supplier through their website, because they have some pressure from Alibaba or from the marketplace side to be responsive, to maintain their good response rate and other KPIs. So the third filter is we need to figure out if a supplier has exported to North America, or in the case of Europe, exported to Europe already. So we have an idea that the supplier does have understanding in his mind about the terms and the policies and the custom obligations of the target country. So we don't have to educate or teach them. There are a couple of nitty-gritty details which we as a e-commerce sellers don't know. So if the supplier has exported already, it gets us the validation that it's not going to create a specific blunder in attempt to send first time an inventory to our desired market. So what we can do here is we can see this is the top sponsor listing. So the ads are being run here, like we see on Amazon. Then again it is ad, then again it is ad as well. Then again these two are ads as well, then again this one. So from here starts the organic results. So we can figure out all of our relevant suppliers. So we can click on the compare here, then again we can click on compare here. We can see whatever are our relevant design suppliers. We can add a couple of those at the bottom, and then we can compare all these. So I can click on the compare button. So you can see that we can compare the minimum order quantity, the FOB price, and then the company name, and then the payment terms, the supplier location, their main products, the supplier attributes, transaction history, and all that data from here. And if we click on the contact supplier, then we can send a quotation to all of these suppliers, and we can also apply for RFQ as well. So we can set up a minimum quantity, we can type our detailed requirement here, and we can send inquiry. And if we select here recommend matching supplier, then Alibaba is going to send the RFQ to the other suppliers as well if our targeted suppliers don't respond us within the 24 hours. Another filter which you can see here is this is the map of China manufacturing distribution. So let's say if you can see here, the metal products are in these provinces: Zhejiang, Guangdong, and then Shandong, Hebei, Henan, these kind of provinces. So if you find a supplier in maybe a province which is not in the main hub area, maybe Ningbo, maybe in any other province which is not famous for metal products, so you should get kind of high alert that this supplier is not sitting in the main hub, so he may not have access to the accessory materials or the labor as easily as the main hub players have. So it may have a high cost, or you may face some inconsistency in the delivery. So that's something which you guys should have an idea by filtering out the supplier from the main sort provinces. You can search this on Google as well, and you can find multiple China manufacturing distributor suppliers. Another filter which we want to check on the Alibaba platform is to find out if the supplier is a trader or a manufacturer, and you can find the difference with these two examples which I'm going to share right now. So if I come on the profile section of any of the suppliers, you can read the name here: Ningbo, Winzo, Heinz, Rubber and Plastic Company. So I see their profile, and here in the profile we can check the data, like if they have sent some of their shipments to North America as well. You can see here around 30% is being sent to North America, so that qualifies our previous assessment point. And then again you can see the reviews, etc., and all the data. Now click on the context button here, and you can see the company basic information like the company name, and then again the operational address. So if you look here, it shows like 6F MC building. So it looks like they have an office in a MC building, and they don't have a proper manufacturing setup. And after that, if you check their profile again and you see their main video, if you play this video here, you can see this looks like the entrance into an office. This does not look like an entrance into a factory, because you know the gate was limited, and then again it may have booked the whole floor of a building, but then again it looks more like a trader rather than a manufacturer. And while if we see the other example here, for example this one, the plastic factory, if I click on the context part, you can see here the ZOT plastic factory, and you can see the operational address here. So the address is number 26 Wuhan Road. So it is not part of any building. This is the building number. So they own the place. So they more likely looks like a manufacturing unit properly. And if you check out their video on the Alibaba, you can see here they have a whole big board outside their building, which shows the brand name of the factory. So it is one of the ways to find out or filter out the factory from a trader on the Alibaba platform. So if you check out this, they show the whole building, and then they show the name outside. So it shows that they have a proper factory. They are not trader, they are not getting things manufactured from someone else, but they are the manufacturer by themselves. Beside Alibaba, there are also other websites available from where you can hunt these suppliers. Some of the famous websites are 1688, Made in China, and DHgate, all those websites. But then again, those are kind of similar to what Alibaba is. You are going to find traders, you are going to find expensive options there. This is what I've tried. 1688 looks cheaper, but they are mostly manufacturers who kind of send shipments, who kind of send their inventory inside China at the domestic distribution. They are not exporters. So they give you the shipment, they give you the inventory, and when you process all of the export activities, so the cost difference which you are saving from hiring an inland manufacturer instead of an exporter, that cost differentiation is minimized, or it's diminished. It does not save you any money, because on 1688 there were more suppliers who does not have the export license. They have such kind of limitations. They do not have the the methodology or the methods or the payment gateways to accept outside country payments. So these are some challenges due to which 1688 is not always the desirable option. So after this, what are other options, what are other potential sites from where you can find some good suppliers? Let me show you right now. So you can see here a website, the name is 10 times, and on 10 times you can check out the exhibitions related to each and every industry in the whole world. If you check out here, I have searched the China Toy Expo 2023, and you can see the data of all the exhibitors regarding to this search term, and we can find different relevant factories who are participating as the exhibitors, who may not be available on Alibaba, because not all big suppliers, giant suppliers are available on Alibaba. So you can find very valuable suppliers as the guys who are doing exhibition, who are participating as the exhibitionist on these expos, on these events, and you can easily find such kind of people on the 10 time website. For example, I have found one factory here from the 10 times website, and if I search it here, now these factories do have like you can't find trade assurance of Alibaba like here, and you are supposed to contact them directly, and for the payment you may need to pick up the conventional route of LC, like simple retail world people do without Alibaba. But then again, you are going to find much cheaper option as compared to the traders on Alibaba, because these guys are direct manufacturers. So if we see their address here, this is the Science and Education Toys Industries and Lamey Road, this district, and then this city. So they are not part of any building. So most likely they do have their own manufacturing setup properly, with their phone number, fax number, and everything available. So I tried to find it on Google Earth, and what I did was I typed down the name of the factory like Shentu Zion Science Education and Toy Industry, and you can see this whole building belongs to this factory. So these are the legit manufacturers, and definitely their pricing is going to be much more cheaper and better as compared to the traders. Another factory which I found through this method is this one, the Kaida. Now this is definitely not relevant, but just to show you guys the example that how does an actual factory look like. So you can see their detail here, the Stationery Company Limited and number 18 7th Road. So they have their own setup, like on 7th Road their building number is 18, and they are proper manufacturers rather than the trader. Another website similar to 10 times, through which you can find some valuable awesome suppliers which can offer you some very competitive price, with which it really helps you to guarantee your success on Amazon when everyone else has around, you can say, lending cost of maybe $2, and you find a better supplier and you nail that on $1.2 or $1.3. So you have a better competitive advantage, you have better price, you can play better on the pricing and other components, or you can enjoy more healthy margins to invest more on the marketing side. So that's always some great opportunity. The other side is simply, guys, the Canton Fair, and you are supposed to find the exhibits of different sections like toys, stationery, etc. of your relevant product, whatever you are looking for, and then you are supposed to hunt down those participants who are exhibiting at the Canton Fair. You need to figure out their details, you need to check out their website, you can check them on Google Earth, or maybe you can check them on Alibaba, or you can filter out if they are legit manufacturers or not, and then you can contact those people, so they can really help you to do the ground sourcing element by sitting in your native country, wherever you are sitting right now. So I found out this supplier, Yango Creative Toys and Gift, and I found it through the Canton Fair exhibition. But then again, if you see their address, this is room number 906, so it is more like a trader. But then again, if we check out the other participant of exhibition, we can see that this definitely looks like a legit manufacturer. You can see their website, Shanghai Orient Toys, and they have a big company. They have literally the tower. So if you explore them further and if you check out, they are really the big manufacturer. So this is how you can have a sense of differentiation between the trader and the manufacturer. Sometimes, most of the times, people don't bother to check out the details of their suppliers like they should be, and they're more like, okay, the supplier is giving me this product, okay, this price looks good, he's more responsive and all that, that's done. But these big factories, they can offer you some great awesome price, and they can offer you high quality, big range of modification, some new molds regarding the designs. So they have the capacity to mold their a product or mold their service output for you, and that's the big advantage which we need here. Another way to hunt out the suppliers is through the Jungle Scout feature. Jungle Scout, this supplier feature here. and you can check out the search by product. I have typed stress ball here, and you can check out different suppliers here. Now import and export is most likely the trader. Whenever there is import export in the name, then it means it's a trader. Then again, it has also mentioned the trader part, Ningbo trade one, but this one can be a factory here. So you do find a couple of decent options here, but the awesome feature of Jungle Scout is the reverse sourcing element. That is pretty awesome. Now I have put down the SIN of our one of the competitor on in the stress ball Light. I have put their SIN here, and you can see all of their possible suppliers. That's awesome. That's really awesome data. So all of these suppliers like the East Point Sports and the Enterprise Shanghai, all of these suppliers do have a very valuable data. Now there may be some junk data here as well, or maybe this company have used some suppliers with some other intention like packaging or any other accessory material. For example, you can see this one, the jewelry factory. Their product does not fall into the jewelry one, but still it does have the legit data, and it does help us to provide some of the potential suppliers very easily without putting much effort into hustle and into finding out different suppliers. So once you find out and finalize the supplier, the next thing is, and you find some supplier who are giving you some competent quotation, and you like and their samples, then at that stage you should go for their factory audit. You can always ask them if they have any previous data of factory audit by any of their other client, or if they can, if you don't want to spend money, then you can ask them to turn on the video camera and show their factory by themselves. So this is the last filter with which you can check out or filter out if your supplier is a wholesaler, trader or manufacturer, and you can get an idea about their quality assurance processes, how big their factory is, what is their product range, and all that data. If you want to hire a professional inspection services, then Kima is the way to go. These guys are pretty awesome in the market, and almost everyone knows them and use them. They are definitely expensive than a simple quality assurance guy, but their system and process and their inspection services are way much better than any simple normal quality assurance guy which you find on Alibaba. Once you specify your list of suppliers, and you have found them valuable, that their quotation are competitive, one of the important instruction before you are communicating with them regarding the exact details of your product is you need to really create a product specification sheet. Now, what is this product specification sheet? What usually happen is we keep on bargaining with the suppliers that no, I need a cheaper price, I need a better price, and I need high quality product. You don't define what is high quality product. So on the name of high quality product, you keep on saying this, and you keep on asking for better price. No, I don't need $5, I need 4.2, I need 3.8, I need $3.5. So you keep on bargaining with them. What happens is they keep on lowering down the quality of the product to make sure that you still remain their customer. They can give you your desired price, and they can close you as a client. So this is what they do. But what we need is we need to have a maximum push in decreasing the price, while at the same time we want to maintain the quality of the product. So for that, you need to maintain the product specification sheet. What does product specification sheet means? It means basically you specify each and every detail of the product. Now I have added some examples in my main course here, how we can figure out what is the material of the product, then different qualities of the material. For example, is it silica gel, or is it PU foam in the stress ball? While in the case of stainless steel products, is it 203 or 304, or what kind of stainless steel? Then in the leather, which part of the animal is the leather belong from? Is it leather from thighs, or from their belly, or from their shoulders? and this leather is of pig or maybe cow or maybe goat. So you want to go into that detail, you want to figure out up to that granular level what is the quality. So I've shown some of the examples in my main course, but here to keep it simple and straight, we need to add some of the features in the product specification sheet, like the product description, what are its components. For example, for the stress ball, there can be some cloth outside or the PU foam, and then what is the density of the PU foam, etc. Such kind of details. And then what is the design? Basically, we need to specify that. But then we also need to specify the color, and we won't anyway say that we need purple color or such kind of thing. We need to define the Pantone, and for that what I suggest is, if you find any of the color, you can upload the image here, and this print kick website can give you the exactly Pantone color, like for example PMS 268, PMS 234, this kind of exact tone of the color. Then we also need the coating, what are the coatings, what are the treatments, or what finish has been done on the product. We also need to specify that, and we need to be very specific regarding our requirement up to that granular level that the supplier cannot manipulate the quality. That's what I need, and that's what we need while we are researching regarding the specifications of the product. So after that, we need to do sourcing with the supplier. In the main course, I have explained in very much detail regarding the 5 steps of the different and new approach of negotiating with the supplier. But whatever way you are choosing, either you are doing it yourself or you are hiring a sourcing agent, after that stage you are supposed to negotiate with the supplier. You are supposed to find the best price on your specified product detail, and then if we have put effort to find out the manufacturer or maybe a good quality trader who does have some influence and connections with the manufacturer, then you can ask them to prepare the mold for the new design if it really requires the mold. Otherwise, if there are small changes at the accessory level, then you can definitely get that done. Find out some better price, and you can always negotiate with the supplier regarding the net 30 term on maybe second order, maybe third order, or maybe you can ask them to bear the cost of the mold somehow. Now many of the people do have issue that if we are going for the mold, then the supplier always asks for the bigger quantity, for example 5,000 units or such like that. Now how are we going to test if the new design is going to perform well or not? The big inventory number is a liability. So I usually suggest is, it's if you pay the cost of the mold by yourself, then you do have the authority if you want to go with the smaller inventory at the beginning or the bigger one. The liability of bigger inventory quantity is when you request the supplier to bear the cost of the mold. So I do suggest, if you have found good results on the PICFU and from the development validation stage, and you can afford, then go in the beginning for developing a new mold. If not, then go and launch the same product, and once your cash flow gets stable, then invest from that to develop a new mold for your product, and find out some better killing design for your product, which can get you ranked on the top spots and make you tons of money. In this section, we are going to see how to list a product on Amazon. So we are supposed to go from the menu bar to the catalog, then add a product. Here we are supposed to click here, I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. Then let's type stress balls here. And Amazon is showing us some product types like recreation ball, toys and games, baby and toddler toys, and then for exercise and fitness, and then for medical supplies and equipment. So there are different routes for the same product. So we can select any, and then we are going to proceed further about it. So here is the interface where we are supposed to create the listing. I'm going to share the details of each and every section with you, so you guys can have an idea how to list a product. Does the product have any variation? No. In the item type, you're supposed to provide a title, so we can write a complete title here. In the brand name, I have selected this generic. In the product ID, I have selected I don't have an ID. It usually asks you for exemption, because I have this an old account, so it granted me exemption in 5 minutes, but otherwise it may ask you for a couple of questions before giving you the exemption part. Okay, so then the next section here is vital info. So we can add or remove these listings. If you can see here, here we are supposed to add the description, and then here we are supposed to add the bullet points. So regarding the bullet points, we do have the limitation of 1000 bytes. One byte is equal to one character, and in some accounts you can have more than five bullet points, like you can see here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and then 8 9 10. In some accounts you can have around 10 bullet points. In other accounts you can have up to 5 bullet points. It varies from account to account, but Amazon is going to index only the first 1000 bytes of your bullet points, and it is suggested for you to add around 3 to 6 keywords in your title, and then remaining keywords around 10 to 15 in your bullet points, the way that it should make sense and it should be readable and it should have an aesthetic element in it as well. So here, if there is any model number, we need to put that here. If there is any model name, we need to put that here. And then for the manufacturer, you can type your own brand name. And then here comes the offer. The SKU is sales keeping unit. So it's a number which we are supposed to assign to the product. It stays as an internal number, but helps us to segregate between different product lines of our brand. So let's say I can type it stress ball 1 maybe, and then if I launch other variations, I can type like stress ball squishy or stress ball hand grip. So anything for me which helps me to identify with the SKU what is actually that product, that particular product variation. So in the quantity, it usually asks if you have an FBM, if you select to fulfill by yourself. Handling time is also if you select the handling by yourself, but we only work in FBM model, so these things get irrelevant here. So the sale price here and your price, these two are different, is the price of an item, offering release date. This is very important section. If the offering release date, we put it up right here, so it's going to waste the honeymoon period time period. So let's say if you're expecting, like we create a listing around when the supplier asks us for item label, then we're supposed to create the listing, and then we can generate its item labels and generate its shipping plan. But at that time, usually it takes around you can say 3 months for the inventory to get available on Amazon. So what I usually suggest is regarding the release date, you're supposed to put it as around 6 or 7 months, or maybe 1 year from when you have created the listing. So whenever you see that your inventory is arrived and you're about to launch your product, only then you can adjust the release date to 3 or 4 days next to when you are going to launch. Let's say you are planning to launch the product on maybe 10th of October, so you can set up the release date on 13th. The benefit of that is Amazon starts counting your listing from that date, so it grants you the honeymoon period, and if you put enough marketing efforts during that time period, your ranking or the expectation or the potential of sales and sustainability or ranking on the top search terms is higher as compared to when you lose the honeymoon time period, which is usually around 30 to 45 days. So you can set up here the price on which you want to sell, and the sale price you can set it higher. Like let's say the product is $69, but we are going to sell it here in around $49 maybe. So something like that. It shows up the strike through price on the main listing. Offering condition type, we always sell it as new. So here is the refurbished one, which I was telling you in the previous sections. If your item is refurbished and people buy it in the new, it can create some issues and scenario for you. So here's the list price, and you need to keep the list price higher. It should be around the 69, like the higher one. For example, in the particular example, it should be 69, and the sale price or your price can be same here. Because the sale price is the price at which you are going to sell it, and the list price is usually the higher one. So we set it to show and contrast to the audience that the product is actually worth of this price, but we are giving you guys at this price. Or sometime if you want to put some discount, then you can show it through these two options. So here's the product text score. If it has any, you should enter it here. And then in the offering can be gift message. Yes, I guess this adds some extra bucks to your listing. Is gift wrap available? You can select whatever option you have. and then in the fulfillment channel we will select the Amazon option. So once I have selected the Amazon option, you can see the option of restock inventory and the quantity, they all got disappeared, because now the matter is straight. Whatever inventory amount or quantity is available in Amazon warehouse, only that is going to be show up on the listing. So after that, let's check out the product details section. Here you are supposed to enter the generic keywords. This is kind of the backend search terms. Here Amazon is asking you to do not add any repetition, no competitor brand name or SN, but you can type some generic keywords like Spanish keywords, or some keywords, for example toys or toddlers toys, for stress ball, any such kind of category level keyword, which do help Amazon to identify the relevancy of your listing with the public search keywords. So it is the special feature section, and then you can add material here and the number of item, item package quantity, item type name. Item type name is an important keyword in which you are supposed to, this is kind of a specific word, and it's important to enter the right item type keyword here. We usually download the browse tree guide, and then from there we see for our particular category what is the right item type name, because that is very essential. And if your item type name is wrong, it can list your product in a wrong category, and that can have a negative impact on the ranking potential of your listing. So it's crucially important to have the right item type name. Sometimes it also shows up as item type keyword. Sometimes what happens is, you are advertising on your product and you are trying to push the ranks on the top spots, but still your product gets stagnant on a particular rank and it does not go up from that spot. In that cases, it is usually recommended to download the category listing report of the product and then check out if the item type keyword is right or not. Sometimes you have selected the right item type keyword, but then again there is some glitch from Amazon side or maybe any other issue due to which your item type keyword on the backend gets changed. For example, if it's stress ball for the stress ball product, then it may get changed to any wooden stuff or any other different product, which makes trouble for Amazon to identify and recognize the relevancy of your product, of your listing with the right search terms, and thus it creates troubles and issues in the ranking of your product. It's a very small but very potential trick, and it really helps to rank some of the stagnant listings. Sometimes it is one of the potential and rare reason behind poor ranking of your product. So here we can put the color here, then the color map, the size of the product, number of pieces and all those details, the capacity, maximum temperature, unit count, and then product width and height and all those details. Now in the variations, if your product has any variation, we can add that. I selected no, but you can have select different variation types like material, color, size, and fill it up accordingly. In the safety and compliance, it's usually like this country source of origin, we need to put up China here, and then battery required no, because if battery is required, then Amazon is going to ask you for the hazmat certification. And then for the dangerous goods regulation, so you need to provide this basic detail. And if you get confused about any particular detail, you can always ask your supplier. Those are the one who do have a very clear idea regarding any potential hazard or any question which you find very new while creating the listing. So we need to set up all these details, and then in the images we need to set up the like Amazon does allow you to have up to 9 images, but 7 images are compulsory because those show up on the main listing. And for the 8th and 9th listing, we need to click on the listing section and then check out the next two. So here comes the main image, and then the other second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth image. So here is how you're supposed to create your listing, and once you create the listing, only then you can create the item label, which is the unique identifier, which we also call ASIN, ASIN. And you need to put this item label on each and every product unit of your inventory. So you're supposed to download it and send it to your supplier. And once your shipment gets ready, you're supposed to hire a quality inspection guy. You can hire that from Alibaba, or you can hire the services of Kima as well, which is a bit expensive than the common people. then you can check out the quality of your product. How we usually do this is we set up and share the product specification sheet with our quality assurance guy, and we tell them these are the color, the material quality, the material size, packaging, etc., on which we had agreed with the supplier. And then you're supposed to check the quality accordingly. So once it gets clear, then we are supposed to send the shipping label to the supplier, and then the supplier can either ship the items to the Amazon warehouse address by himself, or you may have to contact the freight forwarders, which are the guy who take care of your inventory from the supplier till Amazon warehouse. So we usually pick up the option in the beginning stages, DDP, delivery duty paid. So you don't need to worry about the customs at China border and then at the USA border, and your inventory would be straightforwardly shipped to the Amazon warehouse. Once you get more experience, then you can always go for DDU, delivery duty unpaid. You can book your own containers and you can pay all the custom duties, etc., by yourself. It definitely saves more money, but in the beginning, to avoid any hassle, you can pick up the DDP option. So here I am in the inventory management section, and if a listing is FBA, you are going to see no option to edit the available quantity here. That is the indicator that the listing is FBA. If it is not, then you can always change to fulfillment by Amazon here. And once it is done, only then you are going to see the print item label options. You're supposed to click here, and it will generate you the SN, the item label barcodes, which you're supposed to send to your supplier. So after this, let's discuss some of the factors on which you need to focus to improve your click-through rate and to improve your listing conversion regarding the images and the bullet points and all that stuff. So if I type the stress ball search term on the Amazon platform, then you see this is how the search result appears, and your click-through rate, that is influenced by all these factors which are being shown on the search results. So what does it mean? If someone asks what are the factors on which the click-through rate gets impacted, or which factors basically have a direct relation or direct impact on the click-through rate, then these are the factors. The first one is the main image. The second one is the title. So the third factor is the rating, your number of rating here, and then your rating out of 5. Like here it is 3.8, and here it is 4.5. And then these are the third and fourth factor. So the fifth factor is your listing price, and here you can see the strike-through price, which I was telling you while we were creating the listing, that if you create the list price and the sale price, so this is how the strike-through price appears. So this is the fifth factor, and then the sixth factor is any promotional badge, like you can see here, limited time deal, or you can see here save 15%. So these are the factors which has an impact on your click-through rate. Once you open the listing and someone lands on your listing page, then these are the factors which I'm just going to share with you right now, which have a direct impact on your listing conversion. When we talk about the listing conversion, then the main image has the biggest impact, and after the main image, the title. And then if you see it from the desktop view, which around 30 to 40% do the shopping or purchasing through desktop, around 60 to 70% people do that from mobile. Then from mobile, before this bullet points, your buy box shows up, that when people can expect the delivery, and is it fulfillment by Amazon in this time period, like the fastest delivery and the other stuff. And then after that, it shows up right away these sponsored ads, like this one. Amazon shows your customers some of your competitors listing, so they can have a comparison. So that's a bait of any of your competitor to grab or snatch your customer from you. And then after that, on the mobile view, it shows up the A plus content, which is this, instead of showing up the bullet points. And after the A plus content, it shows up the bullet points and then the reviews and other section. So if we try to rate out the things which have an impact on your listing conversion, once someone lands on your listing page, then that is main image, then secondary images, then your buy box options, like do you have are you selling through FBA, or how competitive is your price. And the fourth one is A plus content. Fifth one is your bullet points, and then the listing reviews, and like people read out some of the negative reviews and positive reviews to take the final decision. So this is the thing which has a big impact on your listing conversion. And the CTR thing, all the factors which show up in the search result, they have an impact on the click-through rate. So you need to, if you see a poor CTR, usually a good CTR is in a listing which have all the same products, for example brown craft papers or maybe letter envelopes, then in that case the CTR should be close to 1%. If a product has multiple variations like stress ball, then 0.5% CTR is good enough. And regarding the conversion, you can have an idea through the brand metrics data in your advertising console, and you can have a comparison. Now if you have a poor listing CTR, then you know on which factors you need to focus. So you won't go for A plus content to improve that, because the issue is in your CTR. And if your listing conversion issue is there, then you know on which factors are going to play a role in improving that part. So in that way you can improve your conversion, your cost per order acquisition, and then your overall revenue and sales. Now let's discuss about the some of the terms like title, real estate. So the keyword has the highest impact on the ranking, or the keyword which is in the title has the highest probability or chance to get ranked. And after that, the keyword which is in the bullet points has the maximum chance. And then after that, the keywords in the description, or maybe as the alt text in your A plus content images, or maybe the keyword at the backend search term, those have kind of the same impact. They do help in the indexing part, but not much in the ranking element. So because the keyword in the title has the highest potential to get ranked for your product for, that is why it is called the title real estate. And your selection of keywords should be very smart, which you are planning to put in the title. Another term here is the title density. So what does it mean? For example, we have a keyword here like fidget toys. So the title density means how many listings on the first page have fidget toys keyword in their title. Let's say if 15 or 20 sellers have that fidget toys keyword in their title, then you are competing against the 20 for that particular keyword. But let's say you find out any mid-tail keyword, any design specific keyword, or any keyword which is not available in the listing of your competitors, like more than 3 or more than 4 competitors, then for that particular keyword, your potential for ranking is going to match with only other 4 competitors for that particular keyword. So you are not competing with around the whole 48 sellers which are showing up on the main listing. You are competing with only those 4 sellers which have that particular keyword in their title. When we are talking about competing for ranking for that particular keyword, that can be, for example, squishy stress ball, or any keyword you can take example of. So we are supposed to check out the keywords, like you can check out the title density from the Helium 10 Cerebro, and from there you need to figure out some keywords which have less title density. If you can find that, that is a gold mine, that is a good opportunity. So you are supposed to place those keywords along with the main keywords in your title. Amazon is definitely going to give you a good boost of ranking for those keywords, and then you can achieve the ranking part on those keywords easily. Regarding some of the instructions with the main image, your main image has the most potential for the success of your listing after the product design and product development. So your listing image should be different enough, even though you are selling the same product like that of your competitor, but still your listing image should have a different angle. Like you can see the details here, for example the shadow you can see, and then the delicacy, then the cleanness, then the angles. Now this one has a straight angle, this one has a top 45-degree angle. So people try to differentiate themselves in the main image, even though the product is more likely same or there's a slight difference, but still the angle or the view or how they are placing their product in the main image, people try to stand out. The sellers basically, they try to stand out, they try to differentiate themselves from that of their competitors, because that does have a good impact. If your product image is aesthetically powerful, more powerful than that of your competitors, then that definitely is going to have an impact on your product ranking. I have personally observed the conversion rate improved up to 15 to 25% when people do some tweaks and play around with better images on the like for the main image. And then the thing is, if there is any possibility, then you should always go for 3D rendered images. Now those images have a really classy look, and if someone is checking out your 3D rendered image as compared to simple photo shoots of your competitors, then definitely your listing image is going to stand out. In this section, we are going to discuss about the foundation steps or the blueprint of how you can develop your Amazon brand's presence on social media handle, like whichever handle you believe your target customer or your customer persona is. So how you can, what are the activities which you can do on a frequent basis and which are scalable, which can help you to build your brand's presence on the social media platforms. So the first step is you need to figure out, which we have done already in section 2, that how we are supposed to find on which social media platform our target customer persona is available. Now let's say it is available on YouTube, then in that case you need to contact YouTube channel owners or YouTube influencers. If it is available on Facebook, then you need to contact those particular Facebook group admins or group owners. Same is for the subreddit admin in case your audience is available on Reddit platform. If it is on Instagram or TikTok, then you need to communicate or get in touch with the Insta or TikTok influencers. So that is how it is going to be. So for the first step, we need to figure out on which platform our customer persona is, and then on the next step, we need to contact the nano influencers, those influencers which have less than 10,000 followers, or even if less than 20,000 is also fine. We need to figure out such around 15 to 20 influencers at least. I would say 20 at least, that is a good number, because these influencers are yet in their growing stage, so they easily come up on a contract, or they easily agree to create a video for you, create a simple gig for you in $100 or near to that. Most of the time 15 to $100, but I've seen the prices have been increasing a bit on the TikTok platform, but on the remaining platforms you can usually get an influencer in 15 to $100. So what we are supposed to do is we need to figure out a list of these influencers who have our target audience, and for that we need to check out the Instagram or maybe TikTok or YouTube accounts of these influencers. We need to check out their comment section, what is the quality of their content, and then how people are engaging. Is this serious audience base, or is it being a paid audience? So we can check it out from the comments, how long or how genuine the comments is. If the comments are basically very simple, like okay, looks cool, etc., great, such kind of stuff, then that's most likely uninterested or less interested audience, or you would say a paid audience. The signal that the audience is engaged would be that you would get a complete detailed comments. People must be sharing their expressions and all that part. So we need to figure out such a list of influencers. For that, we can utilize creatormarketplace.tiktok.com as well. Like you can see the screen. Here is the platform. It's very easy to create. Creatormarketplace.tiktok, and through this platform you can create a campaign, and then you can find creators for your campaign. If you see that your influencers are not on TikTok but majorly on other networks like Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, or Snapchat, etc., then in that case I would recommend influence.co. Now there are many platforms in the market already. These tools are used to find out or to hunt the influencers, and it's an easier approach. A little bit tip for approaching the influencer is always go from your brand name's website. So going with avasamin@gmail.com is less intriguing and less exciting for them. And if I go with avasamin@upskillvalley.com, then in that case they think that this brand is some serious thing and they have bought their own domain, etc. So the response rate gets improved. And then again, the account from which you are contacting, that should be your brand's account. Like if you're contacting on Instagram platform or on YouTube platform, there must be a couple of videos or some persona of your brand, like what your brand does and all that part. That would be very helpful, that would be very engaging. Otherwise, starting from your own profile which does not have any post or any content, and asking the influencers to create a video for a brand, there is no relation between you and your brand which can be easily seen or observed by your social media platform profile. So that will decrease the response rate. So either you can contact those influencers directly, everyone has their contact details in their about section or in their bio. But then again, if you're finding it difficult by any limitation of your social media profile, then you can always sign up through these tools like influence.co or upfluence.com or any such kind of tools. So here it is influence.co, and you can see we do have a couple of filters like the category and location and the total reach and engagement rate, Facebook page likes, Twitter data, gender, age, networks, and through that we can search a good number of influencers through influence.co. Like you can see here, I have put up some filters like the pets and animal category, and then in the at the maximum rate I have put $200, and then I've selected Instagram and YouTube, and you can see a couple of influencers. He has a reach of around 24,000 and starting at $25, then $75, and he has a good reach of 93,000. And then again, all these people you can check out, and you can kind of outreach them through the influence.co. The matter is your response rate gets better if you are approaching through these tools. So through creatormarketplace.tiktok, you can create a campaign, and then after that you can explore the creators. Now here you can also play with filters, location, category, etc. And you can pick up the influencers which you find relevant to your niche, and you can ask them and have a contract with them. Now the benefit of creator marketplace or TikTok is TikTok becomes or enters as an intermediary party, and you communicate the description of your campaign, what do you want, you send the sample, and the payment or amount is in escrow. And when the content creator delivers the content or delivers the video, and only then the amount is dispersed to those content creators. So the response rate gets better, and the probability of getting cheated by any influencer gets decreased. Then in the second step, what we need to do is we need to use ChatGPT to get a script for our product, because we understand our product way much better than these content creators. Now the issue is simply people ask these content creators to create a reel or something, and the persona study, the pain point study, and all that part, whatever you have done, you fail to communicate those things properly, or you find it hard to communicate those to 20 or 30 content creators. So sometimes whatever they create up is not up to the par, up to the quality, so you face some issues. So I always recommend to prepare a couple of different structure of scripts, like let's say 4 to 6 different structures of scripts regarding your product, which in our case is stress balls, and then ask them to play around these scripts so you can highlight or convey the message in the reel. Now the tone or the style would be of the content creator, we would leave totally upon them, but what should be the message of the reel, what do we want to highlight or what do we want to convey, you need to communicate that properly. Now I have written a very simple command just to show you guys the power of reel script of ChatGPT, but you can always incorporate all of your persona study, their hobbies, their lifestyle, their pain points, why do they buy the product, and what are the issues which you have removed from the product. So you can kind of make a whole detailed script, and it would refine the script accordingly. Now you can see here the scene one, zoom in shot of a busy workstation, then the narrator, then the scene 2, then the text on the screen, and then the scene 3 and the narrator voiceover, scene 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see the whole reel script is being prepared by ChatGPT. So even if you are not creative or you are not a content creator, you can still take help of ChatGPT to create a couple of different scripts, which can be the basis or framework on which you can ask the content creators to innovate or to add their own flavor to the reel point. for the third step, what we need to do is we need to finalize a giveaway price, and we can take a poll from the influencer. Like we can simply ask them to, like we have seen for the development validation part, in the same manner we can ask the audience about their suggestion regarding what they would like as a giveaway price. That can be simply an Amazon gift card if you don't find anything else, or that can be an airport, or that can be in the case of stress ball, a bundle of toys. Now, what the science behind the giveaway price? The science is those influencers do have their relevant customer persona as their followers, but they also must have some of those followers which do not fall under your customer persona. So let's say by contacting around 20 influencers, you have managed to get the eyeballs of 100,000 to 2,000 followers. If we are assuming that they have the followers of around 5,000 to 10,000 per each influencer. Now, once you have got these eyeballs, how you are going to attract them? That attraction point is going to be the giveaway price, and that giveaway price literally acts like a magnet which separates your customer persona from all the irrelevant audience. Now, what is the science behind this giveaway price? Is you're supposed to give the giveaway price which is relevant to your target audience. For example, in case of our stress ball, we can add a bundle of fidget toys, we can add some motivational quotations, or anything which can be helpful for the fidget toys people, or which can be helpful for the people who are suffering from the stress issues, or who are suffering from the hand therapy exercise problem, or any kind of such persona. Or we can make a box which attracts all of them. Now, this stress therapy box or stress therapy bundle might not attract someone who does not have any issue of stress or anything related to this, but all those who do like stress ball for fidgeting habit or for whatsoever issue, who do fall under your customer persona, they are going to be attracted by that. So this bundle is a gold mine for someone who likes that, and a cart of rubbish for someone who does not like. For example, in a similar case, a gaming lover, so PlayStation 5 or Xbox would be something amazing gift for him. And for someone who does not play any gaming or any such thing, for him that's not going to be something very remarkable gift. So this is what you need to figure out. And once you figure out the giveaway price, I usually suggest the price to be somewhere between $200 to $400. And once you figure out the giveaway price, then we need to sign up this amazing widely giveaway contest tool. This is Viper.io. Now there are many other options in the market as well which are cheaper. This tool does cost around $149. The other options do include Rafflecopter and such kind of similar tools, but the interface and the functionality of Viper.io is very easy to use and very simple, and then again rich of different features. So I personally use Viper. And in Viper.io, what we are supposed to do is there are three different display modes, like the landing page, the embed form, which gets embedded onto your website, and then again the pop-up widget, which also gets fit on your website. But in our case, we are going to use the landing page. Now, how we are going to deal with these influencers is we are going to request them that you are supposed to create a piece of content for us for a certain price, and then again we will also use these content pieces on our own social media handles, like on our brand social media handles. And then after sharing this piece of content, we want you to add the link of landing page of Viper.io. You can add your own domain on Viper.io, so it would be, for example, like contest or giveaway.upskillvalley.com. You can add those features through Viper.io. So we will request them to add this link in their description, and then ask people if they want a giveaway price. He or she can mention our giveaway price. Then you are supposed to click on this link, and this link would be of Viper.io. Now the URL is going to be like contest.upskillvalley.com, but at the back end it's Viper.io. So this is what we are going to do. So the amazing part about Viper.io, this is going to be its main page, what the customer is going to see once they click on the link provided by the influencers. So here can be a big giveaway gift, and then the price, and what are the different components, what is the worth of these different components, what is the combined worth of the giveaway bundle, how many days are left, and what do they need to do to enter the giveaway price. So they are supposed to share their email ID and different detail. We can set up all the data here. So the grand prize pack include, we can add multiple images, videos, and then again how they are going to win it. Not everyone who is going to provide their email ID to enroll into the contest is going to win it. To win the contest, they need to perform different activities, which we are going to see here on the thank you page. So once they submit their email IDs, another thing which Viper.io would do is it would pixelate them through the Meta Pixel and the Google Pixel, so we can always retarget them. And then again, we got their email ID as well, so we can do email marketing to them as well. And then what we mentioned to them is to win, to make increase their probability to win the giveaway prize, they need to perform a couple of activities to earn the points. And the activities can be refer others, or maybe visit us on Instagram, or like our Instagram page, maybe like our or follow our TikTok page, maybe like or follow our YouTube page, or maybe join our group. So you can perform all tons of different activities, and whoever does more activities, he or she is going to be appeared here on top of the leaderboard. And so everyone can see who else has more probability to win. And it's not a hidden game that okay, in the end these guys are I have planned to give the giveaway prize to some of their colleague or some of their teammate. So it is visible by everyone who is performing more activities and who is on top of the leaderboard. So people can do different activities in the sense of race, that yes, they want to compete and they want to get on top of the leaderboard. So after here, another option here from Viper.io is the setting part, where we set up all the email integrations, and then the security, and then the pixels, and then other features. And then we can plan to launch the launch checklist. You can see it here, like what is going to be the start date and the end date, and then how we can use our subdomain here, so it looks like one of the page of our website rather than Viper.io. Now the flow will work like this. Let's say all the influencers have posted in maybe first week of October, and we will say the giveaway prize they are going to receive at the first week of November. And our product launch, or even if our product has already been launched on Amazon platform, we can send the emails to all these people that hey, we have launched this new product of ours, so we can give you on 50% discount or 40 or 30% discount. And during this time, we also need to send them some emails to nurture them about our brand values, why was our product started, what are the common objections of the people, how our product caters those objections of the people, what pain point or desires or needs does our product cater, and how does it cater that. And then again, about the launch, we are launching our product on the Amazon platform, or if it is being already launched, then we are launching a marketing campaign on our Amazon product, and just highlight different pictures of the product, and then different discount coupons. A small percentage of all those people who are interested may also buy our product, because those are your relevant customer persona. And then let's say after 14 days you have announced about the launch part, and then next 14 days, which is 1 month after you had started the campaign, you are going to announce the leader, or you are going to announce the name of the guy who was on top of the leaderboard and who won the giveaway prize. And then for all those who got the second, third, fourth onward position, you can offer them different discounts. For example, from someone from second to 10th position, you can offer them 40% discount, then 10th to 20th position 30% discount, then 30th to 50th position you can say around 20% discount, and so on. And then from the same audience, you can ask, we are also planning to launch the giveaway price again after 1 month, 2 month, or 3 month. What do you suggest the giveaway price should be? So they will ask you that we need this toy, or this stress ball, or this package as a giveaway price. So those who have purchased our product through our Amazon product, basically through all this activity, we can mail them particularly to share their user generated content and tag our brand on the social media platform. and in the return we are going to give them some lifetime 5% coupon, 10% coupon, or maybe 20% further discount, or any such kind of bait as well, or maybe we are going to give them 2 to 300 points in the next giveaway price. So any such kind of activity, and we are supposed to repeat the element here. Now what we are getting after all this activity, first thing is we got around 15 to 20 content pieces which we are going to run on our social media handles, and that is going to provide us some content inventory for our own brand on the social media platform. Second thing is those who have purchased our product, we have their contact details like the email ID, so we can definitely ask them to share the user generated content, so it will add more engagement or more genuine element or user generated content on our brand store. And then again on the third number is like we had added some activities like follow our Instagram page or maybe join our group, so we got an increased number of followers. And then on the fourth number, all those people who had clicked on the link and they got pixelated, even if they did not give us the email ID, we can retarget them for any of our new product launch, or maybe a promo coupon or a discount campaign of our current existing product. And we can repeat this activity maybe in every quarter once a while, or maybe every month depending upon the budget. And this way we can increase the number of followers, we can increase our email list, we can increase our content inventory, and this way we can increase our brand's presence on social media, which can help us to bring the organic orders and stability on the Amazon platform as well. In this section, we are going to discuss about Amazon launch plan and Amazon PPC. Now we are discussed about building your brand's presence on social media platform, but what to do when your inventory has arrived from China and it's near to launch, and what should be the launch strategy. Now, according to some of the Amazon's research papers, there are three components which have a direct impact on your ranking. First one is the clicks, second one is the add to cart, and third one is the purchase. Now, I do agree that CTR and conversion does have an impact, but those CTR and conversion are the derivatives of clicks or purchases, or this kind of data. So, according to Amazon research papers, these three factors like clicks, add to carts, and purchases have an impact on the ranking part. Now, Amazon also acknowledged about the honeymoon period, that yes, it does exist, and the probability of your product to get ranked on top spots or to get high visibility is higher when you start marketing effort in the first 30 to 45 days. Usually the revenue or the orders are for the sellers who are maximum till the bottom of the first page, or in some niches which are very saturated, then in the first 2-3 rows of the second page you won't find the listings with any order from bottom half of the second page till onwards. Now when your product gets listed on the very first time, if you check it out on the Helium 10 keyword tracker, you are going to see that your rank is around 306 plus, which means that usually your product is ranked on maybe 20th or 40th or 50th page, depending upon how many products are there. Now, if out of those three factors which have influence on ranking, clicks, add to cart, and purchases are only being done till the bottom of first page. Let's assume this for the sake of example. Then what is the parameter for products to get ranked between the second page till the 100th page, or maybe 50th page, or how many pages your product have? So the only one factor left is clicks. First page sellers get around 80 to 90% orders, and the remaining 90% sellers get the remaining 5 to 10% orders. So that's how it is. It means if we believe into what Amazon is saying, then the clicks is the parameter for bringing or pushing the product from maybe 20th page till the second page. So for that, what strategy I use is I set up Google search ad campaigns, and then Amazon PPC single keyword targeting campaign as well. But then again, the click of Amazon PPC is expensive as compared to Google click, like the cost per click I'm talking about, and it may have 10 times difference. Like if you are getting $2 per click on Amazon, then you may get that same click on the Google ads in around 20 cents or 30 cents. But the difference is on Amazon you get an order in 3 to 4 clicks, and on Google, like your conversion is crazy. For example, on average 15 to 25 or 30%. But the same product's conversion on Google is going to be 2-3%, not more than that. So the total cost per acquisition gets around same, or maybe the cost per order acquisition of Google is higher. But here the concern is we are only talking about clicks, because we have concluded that click is the parameter to push the product from 20th page till the second page. So what we do here is, because Google Ads clicks are comparatively cheaper, we set up Google search ad campaigns, type the name of the product or the main keyword of the product, then Amazon 48 hours delivery, and then 30 to 40% discount. We mention all that in the headline, and then we set up the main keywords on which like Google has some search volume, and then we run around $5 to $10 campaign per day, and we keep on tracking if we are getting clicks or not. If you are not getting clicks, then we increase the bids, and if you are getting clicks but our ranks are not improving through Google Ads, then we increase the budget. While in parallel, we are also running keyword ads campaign, exact match campaign on the main keywords. So our ranks do get improved from the 20th page till second page. And for that reason, what we do is we set up the campaigns and keep the bid very low, like 20-30 cents, and increase the top of search placement up to 900%. So we get clicks only on the top of search result, like the top search results which show up on Amazon, and we don't get clicks on competitors listing, or maybe on the second, third page, or at the bottom of the first page. So we can get good impact of ranking. With this, let's see how we can set up campaign on Amazon PPC. So this is the interface which we see when we click on create a campaign, and our first choice of campaign is sponsored products. And once we from the sponsor brand, we only prefer to run video ads in the beginning, and the remaining ads like sponsor display and sponsor brands, what I usually recommend is to start running these at least after a month. So we click on continue here. So we set up the ad group name here, any ad group name which we like to, and then we select a product from here. And then after that, here is the main part, like the automatic targeting and the manual targeting. We select the manual targeting, and in the manual targeting we do select the keyword targeting. We don't select the product targeting. And from here, what we do is we go to enter list, and we only select the exact match, like there are 3 match types. Exact match will only target the stress ball. Phrase match may target stress ball for kids, stress ball for squishy stress ball, and broad match is way broad. It can target right now with the recent update. It can target like toys for toddlers or keywords till this extent. So it does not keep the stress ball structure intact. It can make like toys for stress, or it can make like fidget toys, balls, such kind of stuff. So here we type the stress balls. For example, stress ball for adults. We add the keyword, and then you can see the suggested bid here. Around 1.32 is the suggested bid, and the minimum and the maximum range. And then we scroll down further. We can do negative targeting of keywords which you like to. And then in the campaign bidding strategy, we always select the bid types, dynamic bid down only. And here is what I was talking about regarding the adjust bids by placement. So on the top of search, like in case of the starting ranking campaigns, what we are going to do is we are going to give it a bid of maybe only 30 cents or 20 cents, or maybe less than that as well. And after that, we give it up around top of search placement of 900. So 900% means if we have given it 40 cents, then it will make the bid around $4. So if we have given it around 20 cents, it will make the bid of around $2 maximum. But what the benefit is, we are not going to get any click on product pages or rest of search. And then we can set up we will leave these settings as it is, And for the daily budget, we will start with $10. And then if we see all the budget being consumed, then we can increase the budget. Like if we see all the budget being consumed and we do not see improvement in keyword ranks, then we are supposed to increase the budget. If we see the budget is not being consumed, then we are supposed to increase the bid here, and then we can click on the launch campaign button. So all this strategy of launch is till the stage, like for first 3 to 6 days hardly, where your product ranks gets pushed from 10th or 20th page to the bottom of first page, or maybe to the top of second page. And from there we shut off the Google ad campaigns. Like if you want to run it consistently, I do suggest ampd.io. It manages your Google ads for Amazon accounts on autopilot, and it claims that it has improved the organic ranking of products as well. So it's around $99. So you can either start it right away, or you can pick it up when your product gets profitable on Amazon platform. Onto you. I personally, it's like a complimentary thing. So even if you don't do it, it's nothing harmful for your product. So once your product has reached to this stage, like let's say it is on the top of second page, why we are doing all this effort? Let's assume if you had not run the Google ads, and you can simply run 4 or 5 keywords in exact match targeting, like $2 bids or $3 bids, then the cost of reaching till the second page, or maybe bottom of first page, would be around 2 to 3 times more than this strategy. Along with this, what we are supposed to do is we need to apply for the wine reviews. So Amazon does charge around $200 to $300 for the wine reviews, and it gives you around 30 reviews per SN. And like if you have different variations, then you need to keep them separate. And once you get the wine review, then you can combine all those, and the wine reviews of all 3, 4, 2, whatever number of listings or variations you have, that is also going to get combined. And so once after that, what you need to do is you need to let's say you had planned to keep the price around $29 or $30. You should increase your price around 20 to 25% or 20 to 30% more, and then apply discount coupon on it. So even if your price is same, or maybe let's say when I'm say $20 to $30, it doesn't mean you are supposed to match the selling price of top player. By this I mean is you believe that your price is as $30 is competitive for someone who has just launched the brand. Maybe the market is already selling the product in $35, $40 or $50, but you believe that this is a competitive price and this is less as compared to the top sellers in the market. Then you can select that price, increase it around 15 to 20%, and then apply a discount coupon. I would say 15 to 20 to 30% is a decent range, and you can apply 20 to 30% discount coupon here on this as well. After you get around a couple of sales, then you can fill up the sale price data at the back end of the listing while we see how we were creating the listing there. So it will show up the strike through price. And then let's talk about the selection of keywords. I do not ever suggest to target the main keywords from very beginning until that looks like a compatible stuff, or that look like a keyword where high review sellers are not ranked. It's a small niche. Okay, that's fine. Then you can proceed with the main keyword. Otherwise, I always suggest to start up with the mid-tail keywords, like those keywords which have search volume somewhere between 3,000 to 10,000. And out of those mid-tail keyword, if you have a good list of keyword, like we suggested that for USA market, the number of keywords should be 40 plus. For UK, it should be at least 20 plus. So once you get this list of keyword, out of these mid-tail keywords, your preference for selecting a keyword should be title density. And then the second criteria for qualifying the mid-tail keyword is to check out the reviews of top ranked sellers on those particular keywords. For example, here if we see the stress ball for adults, the first seller ranked has reviews of around 12,000, and then the second seller ranked has reviews of around 3,000. Then it is around 1,000. Then the fourth number one has reviews of around 74. Then the fifth one 2,000. The sixth one 2,500. Now the keyword is stress ball for adults, so that's most likely a mid-tail keyword. So if you check out another keyword which is like stress ball for kids, if you see here, the first rank seller it does have only 246 reviews. Then the second one has 1,600, third one has 676, and then the fourth, fifth, sixth have high reviews. So It means the probability of ranking on stress ball for kids keyword is higher as compared to stress ball for adults, because people are less focused on competing on this keyword against as compared to other. So this is the second criteria. The first one was title density, on which basis we sort our mid-tail keyword list, like which keyword to prefer to invest on first, and then the second, and then what should be our order of priority to set up or target ranking on these keywords. What I usually suggest is for the exact match, single keyword per campaign, and each campaign should have around suggested bids after we have come across the launch days of first 3 to 6 days, and after that, now I'm talking about new campaigns here. So here I do suggest the suggested bids, and then 30% top of search placement here, single keyword per campaign. And we should also start the video ads on keywords here as well. It is usually it costs less echoes, and it gives orders at break even or even at the profitable level. I do not suggest running up auto, phrase and broad at this stage, or any other sponsor brand like headline search ad or display ads. It kind of costs you money, and it bloats your ranking budget. So the first aim is of putting all the effort in understanding the customer persona, product development, getting validation of that part, and then optimizing the images, optimizing the sourcing and all that part. The whole intent of that was to check out if my product is capable enough to rank on top spots or not. And for that, you need to set up exact campaign, single keyword per campaign, and exact ranking effort. So I suggest to do this around for 1 to 2 months, and depending upon your budget, you can pick up a batch of maybe 3 keyword, 5 keyword, 10 keyword, depending upon how much budget you can afford. But for all the ranking key campaigns, you should not go out of budget, and then you are supposed to optimize the top of search placement to make sure you show up on the top spots, and you observe your ranks every day, every weekend, what the trend is going on, and the aim should be to get ranked on these mid-tail keywords. So once you get ranked on these keywords, the criteria or the outcome for this is going to be, let's say if you are getting around 20 PPC orders, once you get ranked, then the definition or the proof that you are actually ranked on these keywords is you are going to get around 40 to 60% organic orders as well. It means if you are getting around 20 orders from PPC, once you get ranked, you are going to get around 15 to 25 orders from organic source as well. So it's going to double up your orders. It's going to halve your marketing cost. Instead of running up low cost campaigns, ranking is the best way to reduce your echoes and to stabilize your marketing spend. Once you get ranked with this part, and we are running the video ads here as well, after this stage there are two options. The first thing is to increase or to target further mid-tail keywords or maybe long-tail keywords, or if your reviews are good enough to, like, let's say they are kind of compatible in the range where you can compete with the top players, then you can target the main keywords. And along with this, after around 1 to 2 months, you can start the auto campaign and the broad campaign. I don't usually run the phrase campaign because right now with the recent updates, the purpose of broad and phrase is almost same. Now what we do with the auto and broad campaign is we target only the root keywords, for example stress ball, for example fidget toys, these kind of root keywords. I'm not going to target stress ball for adults because stress ball for kids, squishy stress balls, because all these three keywords have a root keyword which is stress ball. So I target that keyword and I run it up to figure out different search terms which were not discovered in the reverse assay or which I could not pick up in the brand analytics data, and so that increase my keyword inventory. If I find out different unique keywords on which I'm also getting good result, then I fetch those keywords and run those in the manual campaigns. Same is the intent behind the auto campaign. So this is how we do. Usually the budget distribution between the exact campaigns and these auto broad campaigns is 80-20. So 80% budget is still dedicated to exact match ranking campaigns, and 20% budget is for auto and broad campaigns. So this is how we do. So I usually divide the PPC process into 3 phases. So this is the first phase where we are consuming all of the keywords which we found in the reverse session, where we are testing out our product if it is compatible enough to rank on all the keywords or not. Like if my price is higher, then we test out a bit lower price, and then for the next batch of inventory we improve our sourcing. Maybe we need a bit improvement in our main image, maybe a little bit tweak in our ranking effort, so we test out that in the first 2 months. So once we get ranked, that is an accomplishment of all the efforts which we have put in for last 4 to 8 months, and that shows that our product has ranked. Now it has the compatibility to get the organic orders. Once we get that, we replicate the formula on all of the remaining 40 or 50 keywords, and we also apply the net of broad campaigns and auto campaigns to increase our keyword inventory from these 40-50 keywords. So along with this, this is the setup of the phase 1. Now what we do in the phase 2 is, in the phase 2 we fetch out all the search terms which are being delivered through auto campaigns and through broad campaigns, and we divide those search terms into two campaign types. First one is the scale and second one is the buy group. So what we do in the scale type campaign is, these in these campaigns we put up those keywords which give us order on marketing budget less than our profit margin. Let's say our profit margin is 30% of the selling price. So for a $30 selling price, our profit margin is $10. So if a keyword is bringing a sale with the advertising cost of $10 less than that, then that will fall under a scale group. Let's say if in the whole day that particular set of campaign or set of keywords, if that consumes around 15 or 20 dollar budget, then I set up around 50 to $60 budget, because that pushes my ranking and that pushes my impression number on those keywords to the top level. And the second ad group type or the second campaign type in the phase 2 is buy group, where I do get the order at a good conversion, but the cost is expensive for those keywords. For example, when my profit margin is $10 out of $30, it is getting me order on $15 or $18. So for that keywords, I optimize the bid, optimize the budget, and I don't go aggressively. So this is the first second phase, which keep on populating itself and which keep on growing and which keeps on increasing the keyword inventory. And then in third phase, what I do is I basically target the ASINs, the competitor ASINs, and then the competitors brand names, and then headline search ads and all that data, because when I've entered into the third phase, then my listing is mature enough, I'm getting organic orders, I'm ranked on top spots, I'm better than many of the competitors. So I find out those competitors who are performing poor than me, and I try to snatch their sales and try to increase my market share here as well. So this is how we rank and get stable on the Amazon platform, and this is how the whole process of A to Z private label launch is done. And then once we get stable in this, we have a whole complete strategy in expanding the brand, in which we expand the same message to other countries like UK, Germany, Canada, in which we add variations, we add different, try to target different market segments, different color and size variations. How do we expand on our product line by targeting the same customer persona? So we do perform all those activities to figure out this part. Hope you have found this video valuable. If you do have any question, do drop that in the comment section below, and I would love to see your feedback. Did you guys like it? If yes, then do mention. It would definitely add value to our efforts. Thank you so much.